a team that wants to sell. I mean, the American League right now, everyone is still in contention for a playoff berth. Now, are they really going to try to hang on? The Royals are 7 games out of a playoff spot. No, but you're looking at just like the Royals and the Tigers, the Angels, and maybe the Red Sox want to offload because they're in a tough division. That's about it. And in the National League, your only contenders to really sell, Giants, Mets, Rockies. And I go back to what some people say about this. Well, the problem with bad teams is they generally have a lot of players that aren't good enough. Maybe they have 1 or 2, but all of these teams are going to be asking for these players, and the Mariners have had the benefit of such a premium farm system. They have traded a lot of good prospects, but not costly to their team building. So I think it gets to the point where, okay, you might have to part with someone painful. Is there anyone untouchable? Or are you looking at this like, hey, we are in a championship window. Prospects are only good to be helpful for the major league team, which, yeah, that's a great line of thinking. They are there to help your parent club. But if you're looking at this prospect system, are there guys that you say, under no certain terms, we are not trading you regardless? Even if we need a reliever and we can't find that premium guy to bring in without trading a couple of prospects, is there anyone in this farm system right now, or maybe a couple guys you say, yes, they are untouchable?
The 2 pitchers down in Arkansas, man, Anderson and Sloan, for sure.
Would that be it? Would there be any position players? I think it might be tough for a lot of people to part with some of these guys now that we've heard so much about who are just kind of raking down there, like a Celestin, who his name has been pronounced 3 different ways, but I think we've settled on Felton Celestin. Mm-hmm. But someone like that, or Lazaro Montes, What if some teams, say the Mets, in Adam Jude's piece, he said, all right, Luke Weaver, who's had a great year. I know he wasn't great when he was here, but Luke Weaver's been a really good reliever, maybe one of the best that's going to be tradable. If the Mets come back and say, we want Laz Montes and someone else, is he tradable? Or are you saying, well, we want to see what he can still become?
I think all options are on the table right now. I think knowing that what happened last year at the deadline and the immediate impact to the roster that was made is I think on that in the shadows, being like, okay, that if we can figure out a way to improve this roster at the big league level, then maybe we are interested in dealing some prospects. And then conversely, you also have to look at everyone on your team and if there are any guys you're going to be drafting in the future that you're targeting and saying, okay, well, will there actually be a logjam at a position? Will we have a surplus of shortstops? Will we have a surplus of infielders that we can kind of deal from to try and improve our major league roster? A guy that comes to mind that you look at you look at Junior Caminero with the Rays, right? Did you know that he didn't come up with the Rays? Did you know that he was signed by Cleveland and then traded to the Rays in a big package? So like, you think of these guys, you think of like, okay, well, is there a way, that, maybe it doesn't look good right now. You don't want to give away a Junior Caminero, right? He's fantastic. But thinking of it that way, are there guys that are young that aren't going to be good for years that you can actually get a player now to improve your team? Because at the end of the day, if you're not going for it this year, I don't know what you're doing, especially after last year. Like your team is built for this. Like you have the pieces in place, so it should be fun to figure out what they do. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, and speaking of those prospects, there are a couple things you need to know about some of those prospects and how they performed over the weekend. We'll get into that coming up next. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates. Exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
When it comes to your home's water, Culligan makes it better. Say goodbye to hard water, odors, and rusty iron stains. Plus, a Culligan Whole House PFAS system is the only system certified to reduce 99.99% of forever chemicals and over 70 other harmful contaminants. Start with a free water test and let Culligan recommend the right solution for you and your water. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Visit Culligan.com. Impurities may not be in your water.
The world's game is on display in the Seattle area, and so is your next adventure. At Bellevue Adventures, take on a 7-line zipline tour, a 2-story aerial course, and a 36-foot climbing wall, all just east of the city in Bellevue. Whether you're in town for the matches or you call the East Side home, come climb, zip, and soar this summer. Now through July 6th, use code SOCCER26. That's SOCCER26 for 10% off all general admission. Book today at BellevueAdventures.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub with exciting news. Our mid-year clearance event is on. You'll score big savings on all in-stock saltwater hot tubs and fabulous saunas. Plus, deep discounts on newly released floor model swim spas. These deals are incredible. But don't wait. Our mid-year clearance ends June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Need your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Mariners are back home. They begin a 6-game homestand tonight against the Angels. They have fallen out of first place and below 500, 42-43 on the season. And this was Cal yesterday after the game asking how they can turn the page from the loss.
You move on. Once you leave this locker room, it's over. But we got to learn from it. We got to, we got to put together better nines than we're doing right now. Like I said, I think we're doing a good job of getting guys on base, of starting out pretty relatively good, or vice versa on the back half. But it's just, those are full nines. To me, you got to play all 9 innings as hard as you can, a lot of energy, and then find a way to scrap and claw because you never know when you might need that extra one, or that's the extra insurance is going to help, and it's kind of what I'm saying.
Charlie, we know players have to compartmentalize, and like a loss will linger with us or with fans a little bit longer. How quickly are you able to put a loss like that aside if you're a player? And it's regular season, it's not playoff, it's not season ending. How quickly did they put that loss aside?
He's right. I mean, the really good players are able to walk out of that clubhouse in Cleveland and go, "It's over. I don't care anymore. I'm not affected by it. I'm on to the next thing. I did everything I could. It didn't work out." And I think as baseball players, that's kind of the same song and dance. It's like you just keep doing it. You keep grinding, and you know that once the game's over, you can't change it. You can't dwell on it. You got to move past it and take what you can and learn from it, and then show up the next day and try and win a ball game.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Well, the AL West has caught up with the Mariners, and that's part of the reason why they have fallen out of first place. The Rangers moved into first after a 4-game sweep of the Blue Jays. They play the Guardians starting tonight. So, okay, big Cleveland fans now. Ooh, let's go Guardians. Chase DeLauder, Rookie of the Year, that guy. For these next 3 games only. But yes, that's the funny part of baseball too, and the way the schedule has kind of worked out, where we saw the Mariners play the Orioles twice in the span of a week, and now the Guardians playing the Mariners and Rangers back to back. So you turn from, man, that Guardian seems annoying, to, all right, hey, let's go Cleveland. Do whatever you did on Sunday to the Rangers, and the Mariners will need to get back in it. But also, the Astros are now just a half game behind the Mariners after their 5th straight series win. They host the Twins in a 3-game set beginning tonight. The A's have actually fallen back a little bit. They were the one right on the heels of the Mariners. But we look at this division. There are 3 teams, along with the Mariners, that are going to be right in the thick of this, feels like, for a good chunk of the season now.
Yeah, it didn't look that way a month ago, right? It looked like the Mariners were kind of on their own in the AL West and going to kind of run with it, but it's a long season, and things can happen quickly. Over the course of a week, you go on a run, and in the division teams don't go on a run, and next thing you know, you're a couple games behind, and now the Mariners find themselves in second place here. And like I said earlier, it puts everything into perspective, right? I think it's nice being in first place, and obviously if you were sitting in first place with a 10-game lead, it's a different story, but this lead is now evaporated, and you are now in second, and I think that it puts a sense of urgency, and you can even hear it in Cal's voice, like, we gotta go, guys. We gotta turn this thing on, and know that every inning, every at bat, every pitch is super important. So stay locked in throughout the whole thing, and get back on the horse, because it's not where you want to be. You don't want to be in second. You don't want to be fighting for a wild card. You know what it feels like to win the AL West, and you know how much easier it is to kind of navigate that playoff run if you can do that. So I would imagine that the Mariners are, got home and are waking up today going, we're going to come to the park with some urgency, and we're not messing around.
Well, and I guess the flip side, this is looking way down the road, but of the entire American League being so poor, is that you are out of the division lead, but you're also, once you get back into the division lead, or if you are in the division lead, the 2 seed is well within play. And the 2 seed right now is the Chicago White Sox at 43 and 39. Wow. And we know how important the 2 seed was last year for the Mariners. That was vital. That was of huge importance. So you find some rhythm, and all right, the White Sox are just a couple of games above you right now. But that is the second best team in the American League when it comes to that seeding because of the divisions. So that's all well within play. You got to find that spark, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and you mentioned the White Sox is like a perfect example of a team that you'd think that, was not going to turn around so quickly after losing 100+ games or whatever, breaking that record a couple years ago. And I think my point is, you can't take off any night, right? Like there are 30 teams in the league or 29 other teams besides the Mariners, and they're all trying to win. They're all trying to do the best they can each night. So you got to show up and do your best. And I think it's paramount that the Mariners take care of business with the Angels here.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
A couple other things happening in the sports world. World Cup into the knockout rounds. The round of 16 features Canada for the first time ever. They won their first knockout match yesterday, scored in stoppage time to get through to the round of 16. 3 matches today, and then all eyes on Wednesday. Here in Seattle, Belgium and Senegal play at 1 o'clock. And then later on Wednesday night, U.S. takes on Bosnia and Herzegovina, 5 o'clock in Santa Clara. Then also last night, in a classic, crazy Yankees-Red Sox game, Sonny Gray took a no-hitter into the 8th against the Yankees. That was broken up. The Yankees eventually tied the game. The Red Sox came back to win in extras, and they completed a 4-game sweep of the Yankees. I guess going along the lines of just goes to show in baseball, huh? Can't take a series off.
Well, yeah, it's so unpredictable sometimes, right? I mean, you think that you walk into a series, especially on paper, that's going to be a cakewalk and no tension, no tough innings at all, and then you get swept, right? So it's like it can change real quick, and that's where I continue to, tell every Mariner fan out there that this is still can change in a really good way for the Mariners, and we could be sitting here in September saying, "See, I told you they were good, Lefko."
All right, we'll record that and then play it back when we're here in September saying that. That is everything you need to know. Also, thanks to Maura's hard work and everyone else behind the scenes, we are on video correctly. I'm not upside down. Maybe you all were upside down. You were upside down the entire time. I was fine. No,
we should be streaming everywhere now.
I was upside down, yeah.
Our Monday woes have hopefully...
Yeah, slow start to the week. It's okay. You get it clicking early on a Monday. We look great.
Thank you, Trevor and Vern.
We are on the video stream at Seattle Sports. We are on our YouTube page, the Seattle Sports YouTube page. We look good, I guess.
Feels like we should have said the Office Space quote. Sounds like you have a case of the Mondays.
And with that, Charlie's mic will be permanently muted. No, I do love Office Space. It's very relevant to modern day society in a lot of ways. So we can work some Office Space quotes in throughout the show as well. But we do have to get back to what we thought was not going to be a storyline, but it continues to be one of the biggest storylines of this Mariners season. That's coming up next. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
That was rough.
Throw home, one hop to slide the tag. He is safe at home as the ball was dropped. 2 more runs.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take.
This was a bad trip. And they lose their grip on first place in the West.
After a brutal road trip, the Mariners are back home at T-Mobile in the first of 3 against the Angels.
Get back home and get ourselves on a roll and get going.
6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Summer is here, and it's time to break through your weight loss frustrations. Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and we have a proven system that can help you lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Whether you need a nutrition plan to complement your GLP injections, or you're like many of our clients who don't want to worry about ongoing monthly costs, giving yourself shots, or uncomfortable side effects. Either way, our program provides the support, accountability, and structured nutrition plan so you can achieve your results for the long term. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Look, this plan does work. It's Mike Salk here, and I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic to lose 35 pounds. Just recently, I heard about one of our listeners who lost 40 pounds. How about that? The plan will teach you lifelong habits to continue eating the food you love while losing weight.
We've helped over 4,000 people lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do the program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free phone consultation online at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Happy birthday, America. It's Grit City Harley's pre-owned Independence Tag Sale this week. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit, 100% of applications accepted. Save thousands this week. Only at Grit City Harley's pre-owned Independence Tag Sale. It ends this Sunday.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at goldbergjones.com.
Seattle Yacht Service reminds parents swimming is a healthy outlet for kids if we remember to put safety first. Make sure your child is visible by a responsible adult or lifeguard at all times. Sign your children up for swimming lessons and provide them a flotation device for added safety. Always check conditions in advance and coach your kids to never swim alone. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Seattle Yacht Service, your one-stop service shop located in the Anacortes Marina and Fidalgo Marina, online at seattleyachts.com/service.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Ah, this feeling is brought to you by Aleve for back pain relief. What feeling is that, you ask? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from back pain. That move how you want to, not how you have to feeling. That keep going through your day without slowing you down feeling. The kind that brings you back to yourself all day long without interruption. Oh, yeah. Because Aleve offers long-lasting pain relief. Feel up to 12 hours of back pain relief with one dose. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Caregiving isn't just hard work, it's heart work. Every day, caregivers bring dignity, kindness, and comfort to those who need it most. Right now, Washington needs more caring hearts. Your kindness, your patience, your heart are needed more than ever. Caregiver Careers Washington will guide you every step of the way. Our friendly navigators help you find training, certification, and employment at no cost to you. Start your heart work today at caregivercareerswa.com. That's caregivercareerswa.com.
Sponsored by DSHS and aired by the WSAB in this station.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you all week. That's right.
So good.
We're here all week.
It's going to be the best week ever.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Debatable. Sure.
And that's what we're here for.
In radio here. We have sports good weeks, I'm sure. Yeah. You know, there have been better sports weeks. Radio, absolutely. Maura, I do like this suggestion, so please help relay this to Salk, the 253 with just...
You want me to put it in the record?
Yeah, put it in the record, please, and play it back for Salk. The 253, just the brilliant text here. Because of the video where I was upside down, 253 says, now you get to tell Salk that Lefko stood on his head for the first hour on Monday.
Nice.
There we go.
It actually might be Brock that's more impressed because I don't think he really knows what it means. He just likes to say it every time he hears that a goalie was even somewhat good.
Oh, wait, Brock will just say that over and over?
Yeah, he just likes the term.
Because Salk definitely knows what it means. But okay, so Brock, all right, that's a very... Reminds me of, so the first year the Kraken started, obviously, 2021, new for a lot of people, new to the afternoon show. So Dave Wyman got into a little kick where he would like learn a hockey term and he would just kind of say it over and over. And he would just kind of use it for a while because it was a novelty to him. I don't think he really got the true meaning of it, but it sounds like that's what Brock would do, standing on his head. So that's what everyone was in on the Kraken. Another, we take a sidetrack here and
that's what it's about, though. Yeah. Got to take a sidetrack.
Well, I didn't want to go further about how now it's a shame that hockey, the excitement has fizzled out here around the Kraken because they.
Now you're going too far down the sidetrack.
No, right. That's it. Just swerve back along the lines of what's actually kind of a big discussion point and what we thought we had clarity on, and it gets back to kind of everything we've talked about. It's all related in terms of starting rotation, the bullpen. How they have kind of been intertwined or how they haven't really been intertwined yet, but the whole piggyback situation that has, frankly, it's dominated the conversation. It has been the story of the Mariners season since they went to this when Bryce Miller came off the IL, the start of May. They've gone through this, and it felt like, at least until the All-Star break, we had been given some clarity and some finality on the piggyback situation. And the irony, of course, was that it had worked, even though it was much scrutinized, until it didn't work the one time when Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo did it to start off the Boston series. But doing it once with every pitcher until you got to the All-Star break, that was the plan outlined. Justin Hollander broke that down. He explained that every pitcher met. Logan, as you mentioned, Maura, he came on here on the morning show with Brock and Salk and broke down like, yeah, they talked to us and they said, the innings wouldn't be that much different. We're all on board with it, as you should say when you're a player. But it was fully explained to everyone.
Right.
Now we find out Saturday that they were not piggybacking. So they get uncoupled here, unbacked, unpiggied, whatever you want to call it, revert back to just everyone starting. So now they're essentially in a six-man rotation. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a six-man rotation. I think everyone is kind of a little uncertain. And I know you kind of have said, look, it doesn't matter if we don't know what's going on as long as the players do.
Right.
But just looking at this, I think from the standpoint of we know the bullpen's thin, and that's why the six-man rotation wasn't ideal to begin with. It feels like now you're stepping back into the same problem. Your bullpen's thin. We saw that play out on Sunday, and you're still in a six-man rotation. Puts a lot of stress on these starters to go deep.
Yeah, and I think they're capable of doing it. And I think as it now looks like a six-man rotation at this point, it is something that I guess I don't think that the Mariners anticipated going into the season thinking they were going to have six good pitchers, right? Six starters. And I think it is the way that it is unfolded is something they're trying to navigate and do the best they can to keep everyone in the role that they think will be the most successful. So, it certainly is a interesting thing that we are witnessing and the changes that they're making seemingly last minute. But yeah, I think for me, the big thing that, after the first go around, and you could rewind to maybe the unfortunate, upset feelings that Castillo had in that dugout in Sacramento that we all got to see and throw the jacket down and whatnot. And it's like, okay, well, the Mariners said maybe we should communicate a little better. And I think that's what they did. They decided to make sure that this plan was laid out more transparently. So I think now as they continue to navigate it, they're doing the best they can to keep everyone in the loop. And as you approach the All-Star break and you look at where the days off are and just how you navigate the rotation going into the break and then out of the break and then anticipating if anybody will be in the All-Star game. I think these are all little things that are going on in the background trying to navigate, say, hey, well, all right, well, if Gilbert's going to be in the All-Star game, then maybe, we do stretch it out and give that extra time if we map out when these guys are going to be going. So, it is weird. Let's just call it a little weird, right? I mean, but I don't think that they're in a position where this is like, oh, abandoned ship, this isn't working, because in one way, shape, or form, it just continues to prove that you have a bunch of good starting pitching, especially the most recent Castillo outing. It's like, all right, well, if he was the last, not performing the best and the guy that would, in traditional sense, get sent to the bullpen because you're not pitching well, he just showed that he can still pitch very well. So I think having that in your back pocket and knowing in the backdrop that, pitching is a fragile game, and you're one pitch away from an injury. I think that's where they look at it and say, well, we have depth, we have health, and we want to keep that for as long as we can until we have to maybe make a move at the deadline and take the team in a different direction.
I actually don't mind this kind of hybrid floating week to week if it's communicated, if it's outlined. You make sure all the starters are on board. And what I still think they might be doing, let me throw this out there for you, because when the original plan was laid out, if they kept on that line of Gilbert, Hancock, the next turn to piggyback would have been Kirby, Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not piggybacking at all. They're still not piggybacking Kirby and Woo here. Kirby's pitching tonight. Brian Woo pitches tomorrow. But you get one more turn through before the All-Star break. That's on the road. That's where Brian Woo has struggled. He has not been able to get through a start, his last 4 starts, without this one big blow-up inning. I would like to see them skip this turn, your 6-man here on the homestand. The next starts for Kirby and Woo come on the road. I would like to see a piggyback of Kirby and Woo.
You're calling it. If it could be.
It was supposed to happen. There was kind of that undetermined. We didn't know when it was going to happen. And I wonder if that was kind of not why they kind of unpiggied Gilbert. I don't like that. Just uncoupled there. Why they uncoupled Gilbert and Hancock. Maybe it was because Gilbert was pitching really well. And, he did struggle a little bit in that inning, but he went 7. So that's what you want out of a guy in a 6-man rotation, gives you 7 innings. But Brian Woo has not gone deep on the road. It's been baffling. We talked about it after his last road start.
Yeah.
We were on the postgame show where we broke it down, how good he's been at home, the 4 home starts, he hadn't allowed a run, and then the road starts. So if you get Brian Woo paired up with George Kirby, all right, if he knows he's just going 5, and George Kirby, who has come out of the bullpen before, who Kirby has also had to grind through some outings, let's try that. I mean, I'm down to try that here and try to figure out something. As we're looking for answers on offense, looking for answers where Brian Woo has just been strangely erratic on the road and been dominant at home. If you're going to a 6-man through this home turn, which it sounds like they are now because they've outlined the starters for this series against the Angels, Kirby, Woo, Miller, what do you think about a piggyback of Kirby and Woo when they're on the road in Miami?
I don't mind it. I think based on the recent track record of Woo on the road, maybe it gives him just a breather. And whether it is him starting or Kirby starting that game, I'm not sure how they'll handle that. But I think trying to maybe navigate that as best you can, because it is a little bit of an anomaly. I think we listened to Woo talk after a couple different outings now on the road, and he certainly is searching for an answer. And like we talked about, there may not be an answer, just maybe just a slight lack of execution. And this is part of playing baseball and part of being a pitcher. So, but if the Mariners can try and mitigate that, and they can maybe figure out ways to not have that blow up inning, it just maybe sets them up for a win. And now you're at a point where every win is vital, right? Every win is going to be so important. Not that they aren't important early on, but now knowing that you're not in first place anymore, you got to stack up as many wins as you can.
Well, and that's what, and I was kind of apprehensive about a 6-man rotation because of the strain it puts on the bullpen. And now you don't have Matt Brash. And when you were doing it at times, you didn't have Spire and Brash. You have Spire back. But for a team, and, it's kind of both hands are leading to the issue of that if the offense was scoring 6 to 7 runs a game, or if they were playing games where they blow out teams, it's not as big of an issue because we talked about not as many high leverage innings. But for relievers, where you mentioned that Bizzardo and who else was it? Spire, they've pitched so many.
Ferrer.
They have had so many appearances this year already for the Mariners. Bizzardo only pitched. They only threw 10 pitches yesterday. Ferrer was not available. Well, you don't have an off day yet, so all of a sudden you are potentially in the same situation if the Mariners come out here and play a close game. And by all indications, they're going to play close games. They do. They play the most. Every game is close. They've played 27 one-run games. They have played a number of games decided by 2 runs or fewer. Even yesterday was in that close situation. So you're asking a lot of guys in that bullpen to put a lot on them right now. And kind of, as we mentioned, it puts a lot on the starters. But also, even if your starters go 7, this is what's kind of tough about a 6-man rotation. Even if your starters go 7 and you're in a close game, you still need 2 innings of high leverage outings, and you're going to have your guys need to do that for 2 more outings before an off day again.
Yeah, and there'll be days where it may be Munoz on 3 days in a row, and we've seen in the past where then Ferrer's got to come in and close the game. So I think that's the thing that's always, kind of hard to navigate from the fan perspective and say, oh, well, who's available, who's not, who's got the hot hand, who's going to come in the 8th, who's going to come in the 9th. And some of these things you go into it thinking that's the game plan, but then the game dictates something else and you have to make an adjustment, and then you have to make a call. Well, do we bring in the lefty here? Do we bring in Spire early? We bring in Bizzardo to get the big out in the 6th or 7th, or should we save him till the 8th, right? I think there's that school of thought of, how early do you go to the bullpen and knowing that. I think that's the other thing that you may end up seeing this. This is something that I hadn't really thought about until right now, is that knowing that if they're in this 6-man piggyback, rotation thing, instead of traditionally, oh, you're at 98 pitches, we're going to pull you, right? There's the third time through the lineup. Well, maybe we're actually going to let the starter go be that guy, extend the outing, throw a few more pitches, and act as that bridge to the bullpen, because that could be another way of looking at it.
Well, I think that's also what kind of leads to the frustration from yesterday. You literally outlined what Emerson Hancock was at there. 98 pitches, had 1 batter still to face after that 2-out walk. The whole game could have played out differently had he gotten out of that situation, not walked that. But you're right. If you now say you push him a little further,
right? What's the difference? You
get that clean inning.
Yeah, you get 108, 110 pitches. Are we like, in my mind, I'm like, is that workload going to be the most detrimental? I don't know. I think that, for one thing it would provide is it gives an immense amount of confidence to the starter to be left in, and then to go get it done. It just, you walk off that field with your chest high, being like, I dug deep when I needed to at the, most taxed I was, 100 pitches deep.
Yeah, it adds a lot of avenues to go down, certainly.
But like, for instance, if Gilbert's in there and he's got 8-9 Ks, and he's got 105 pitches, are you going to pull him to bring in someone else? Or you go, no, I'm going to let my strikeout pitcher get in there and get up to 115 if I have to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We will see.
Fun to
it's
watch.
A question. I mean, and you also, I get it that there's so much scrutiny on the pitching, but for a large chunk of these last couple of weeks, the offense is scoring 3 runs or fewer. Literally.
Right. That doesn't
so it does go hand in hand that for all these games, it's not as simple to just lay blame in one set scenario. Even yesterday, where a highly scrutinized decision came in the 8th inning to bring in a Michael Rucker and then a Josh Simpson. But it's Cal Raleigh. We heard from him. If the offense doesn't leave 14 guys on base, you're not in that situation. So It's something we'll continue to talk about. We're going to give you a little break here, Charlie. Good start. Good start to the show here. Good start to the week. We are going to do some Blue 88 with our guy, Michael Bumpus.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, brought to you by Culligan Seattle.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Hewitt tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Hewitt and Mike Salk.
All right, none of those people are here today. Instead, you get me, Michael Lefko, and our guy back from vacation, Michael Bumpus. Bump, what's up? Welcome back, man.
What's going on? How we doing? Glad to be back.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the baseball yet. You'll talk about that at 10, I'm sure. And welcome back to what you're walking into. But no, we have some football questions for you, and we're going to ease you back in today with some cuts to kind of respond to. So this was interesting. I want to get your thoughts on this. This was Kevin Clark on NFL Live with some discussion about the Seahawks.
Normally, I would laugh at a nobody believes in us, I have a chip on my shoulder gimmick from a Super Bowl champion. In this case, it is incredibly valid. The Seahawks are on the short list for most disrespected Super Bowl champions of my lifetime. I think the Eli Giants are on that list. twice. I think that the Von Miller, Peyton Manning Broncos are on that list. But it feels like the day after the Super Bowl, we started a new conversation about everybody but the Seahawks.
All right, Bump. So are the Seahawks one of the most disrespected Super Bowl champions of all time?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you look back whenever the Chiefs win for good reason, people think they have a chance of getting back. We looked at the Philadelphia Eagles recently. People thought they had a good chance of getting back to the championship. You got Tampa Bay, you got the Rams. Like the last 10 years, it seems like whenever someone has won a Super Bowl, they're up there when it comes to the odds. Now, I think that's because of several things. One, people think that Thursday night football game was luck. Zach Charbonnet picking up that football, getting that 2-point conversion. As Stacy puts so eloquently when she gets into it, the Rams were up 16 points. Rashid Shaheed still took a punt to the house. The Rams did muff a punt. Sam Darnold did drive the football down the field and win it himself, throwing the ball to Saubert for a 2-point conversion. They forget about these other points, and they also forget about what they have coming back on defense and who the coach is. I don't understand why. I think that's kind of like the part of being associated with the Northwest. You just get lost up in the mix. And I would agree 100%, man. They got a Pro Bowl quarterback coming back, the best offensive player in the game coming back. You have several All-Pros defensively coming back. Why wouldn't they be contenders? I understand the respect for the Rams. They got better with Myles Garrett, with Trip McDuffie, with Jalen Watson. Puka's going to be back. If his head is on straight, they'll be fine. Matthew Stafford, league MVP. I get all of that, and you can do both. You could praise the Rams, and you could praise the Seahawks as well. But no, it's getting ridiculous, but I kind of like it. I think it keeps a chip on their shoulder, and I think that's where Mike McDonald loves to operate. So, yes, they are one of the most disrespected NFL championship teams of all time, but I really don't mind it.
All right, good stuff. Number 2. Bob, this comes from what I think is the most appropriate podcast guest and topic or title of a podcast. Gray Zabel was on a podcast called Barn Talk that covers a diverse range of topics about agriculture, business, and culture. And we know Gray Zabel, the man likes to farm. But this is what Gray Zabel said about the Seahawks' defensive line.
First 2 weeks, I thought I was getting cut. Like Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Jaron Reed, those guys. I remember calling my dad, and I'm like, Dad, this isn't good. Like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like, I'm going to get a desk job. I'm going to work in the cubicle. Like, that's going to be my life. Like, yeah. I couldn't do it. And then kind of started catching stride like week 3 and like understanding the tempo and the pace and the speed that it's played at. And then it just keeps on working and working.
All right, Bump. Hilarity aside, how has the Seahawks D-line made the offensive line better?
Well, first, let me say that Gray Zabel did not think he was going to get cut. That's all for entertainment purposes. He's making people laugh. I'm sure there were times where things were tough for him. Every rookie goes through that, but at no point did Gray Zabel say, I'm done playing football. I'm going to get an office job. But, no, that's what positions are supposed to do, honestly. And that's a blessing. When you can go up against all-pro, Pro Bowl type of talent every single day, it's going to make you better, even when you're not in pads. I know it's hard to evaluate D-line and offensive linemen when they're not in pads, but this is where the conversation happens, where, okay, Gray Zabel can ask a question to Leonard. If I put my hand here and I'm climbing there, what's your plan? What are you going to do? And Leonard has a conversation. Well, this is how I'm going to try to attack you. This is what I know you like to do. So you start to have these conversations that lead to, once the pads come on, the more physical side of things. And I think that's important because you can just be bigger, faster, stronger than someone, but you're going to come across somebody who's a bit older, who's a bit wiser, who's a bit more technical, and who can throw you off your game a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, that happens with O-line, D-line. That happens with receiver, DB. That happens with linebackers, D-lines. There's supposed to be that type of relationship and that type of conversation from within. If, growing up back in the day, I used to watch NFL mic'd up, NFL films, and you hear these conversations, guys talking to each other throughout the game. I knew you were going to do that because of this. So, yeah, you're supposed to make each other better. And if you're an offensive lineman for the Seahawks, you have no choice but to get better going up against this D-line.
All right, number 3. Bump, this is some insight from Jeremy Fowler on NFL Live on his expectations for Rashid Shaheed this season.
He had a major spring, I was told. He and Sam Darnold hitting it off. They're going to give him more. Some of those routes you saw that Jackson Smith and Jigba was running so well last year, he'll still do this, but they're going to give more short to intermediate stuff, too, to Rashid Shaheed. He's going to be a big-time player for them. They feel comfortable. Those tight ends are going to be moving all around with the motion that they're going to be doing.
Yeah, Bump, I think that looms as kind of the big unknown. So how much do you see Shaheed's role expanding and now his first full season here at the Seahawks?
I think he should be the number 2 receiver. If not, it's not going to be by much because him and Cooper Kupp going at it. But when you have a full season to get into that offensive playbook, to talk to your offensive coordinator, to get on the same page with your quarterback, you're going to get better. The thing with Rashid Shaheed is when you acquire him at the trade deadline, you acquire him for his returning skills and his speed, right? There are things, intricacies about this offense that I'm sure he picked up throughout the season, but there's nothing like having a full offseason. Now you're having, just like we were talking about conversation with the O-line and the D-line, now you're having conversation with your quarterback. Okay, when you see this, what do you expect from me? When we play this type of defense, this is how I'm going to change this route a little bit. So now you're speaking through body language, and that's a key component when it comes to wideout and quarterback relationships is that I have to be able to read, or the quarterback has to be able to read the receiver's body language because everyone runs a route differently. We might run a curl at 14 back to 12, but the way DK does it looks different than Jason. The way Jason does it looks a bit different than Rashid Shaheed. I mean, maybe the untrained eye might not be able to really pick up the differences, or maybe they could. But there's something to be said about when a quarterback can just feel what a wide receiver is doing. And now, understanding the playbook, being able to be put in multiple positions can expand what you can do as well. I love the idea of them trying to get Rashid Shaheed the ball in short yard situation, like a 5-yard route or a 6-yard route. Why? Because his run after the catch is so dang special. So now when you're able to do that, last year he was kind of like a one-trick pony. We're going to try to get him on the screen or going to throw that thing deep. So now when you add the screens, the deep, the intermediate, the shorts, and all that good stuff, and you're moving positions, you're going from outside to inside, from left to right, the defense can't just key in on you. And that's why JSN had the year that he had. One, he's a great football player. He catches everything. But the Hawks were able to move him around from inside, outside, even in the backfield. If you're able to do that with Rashid Shaheed, man, his production should go up, and now other guys get open too. Now, Torrey Horton has an opportunity to have big games. Cooper Kupp has opportunities. A.J. Barner. So it's a great thing that Rashid Shaheed has been here for this offseason, and the relationship, the body language, the moving around should help him tremendously.
Great stuff. Personally, I think the Michaels should always do this segment. But Bump, thanks for joining us this morning. Welcome back, and we'll hear from you at 10.
All right, fellas. See you soon.
All right, there's our guy, Michael Bumpus. He was on vacation. He comes. Look at that. Look at that performance. Right back on vacation, delivers the goods right there.
Like he never left.
Like he never left. Seriously, Charlie. It's like you never left as well. I mean, you were just over there, clicking away, studying, filling out some trade proposals.
That's right.
Diving into it. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to some potential
speculation is hard right
speculation,
now.
Some bullpen candidates as well. Plus, are there immediate ways to fix this team? We're gonna brainstorm. We're gonna throw out the old brainstorming session, figure out what can change, what can we fix going into tonight, the immediacy of this series against the Angels. That's all coming up next here on Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
That was rough.
Throw home, one hop to slide the tag. He is safe at home as the ball was dropped. 2 more runs.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take.
This was a bad trip. And they lose their grip on first place in the West.
After a brutal road trip, the Mariners are back home at T-Mobile in the first of 3 against the Angels.
Get back home and get ourselves on a roll and get going.
6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
These days, everyday savings add up. Get more for your restaurant, food truck, or big event at Chef Store with warehouse savings on the food and supplies you use most. No membership required. Plus, we're open to the public. Visit Chef Store today.
Olympic Hot Tub's mid-year clearance event is on. Score big savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas. Hurry, our mid-year clearance and these incredible deals end June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish CyberKnife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, we're trying to solve the world's problems on a Monday morning. Mike Lefko, Charlie Furbush here with you, or at least what ails the Mariners. Lost both series on the road trip, fallen to 42-43 on the season. They are not in first place anymore in the AL West. Charlie, there are some things that we've talked about that could help, by the trade deadline, get a reliever, get a right-handed bat, eventually maybe bring up Cade Anderson. Certainly that could play a huge role over the second half of the season as we look towards the All-Star break and beyond. But I want to know, and sure, we will solicit the texters here as well.
Why not?
I'm going to say there are no bad ideas, but there are ideas that we might not read, but just chime in. Your suggestions as well. What are some ways to fix this team immediately? Tonight, we don't see the same things happen that we've seen where they are inconsistent, as Cal mentioned, that you see a couple of innings that they play good baseball, or you have a stretch where you're leaving guys on base, or someone's not executing, some sloppy defense, an inning that blows up on a pitcher. What are ways to fix this team? 866-979-3776. I can throw out some ideas if you want. Multiple choice, I know I always love. That's a little bit easier when it's like trivia or a test or anything like that. So I just was brainstorming some ideas, and I'll get you part of the brain trust as well to kind of weigh in here.
In the circle of trust.
You got the old team meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, you could do that. You could move a starter to the bullpen. You could trade for a reliever. I mean, that could technically happen today. It doesn't have to happen to the trade deadline. We've seen some trades already. Or you get your bats to start producing consistently. They're just like, hey, we are going to produce consistently. I don't know how to tell them to do that. But what do you think that could happen kind of over the course of this week would have the biggest impact on this team?
Probably the first one.
The team meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need your insight on that. Then talk me through and talk our listeners through kind of how that happens and maybe what comes out of that. I'm sure you've had the old, players only meeting. Everyone kind of throws that out there, not as a joke, but it's like, oh, time for one of those. But why does that have impact for a team?
Because there are times throughout the season, and maybe this could be one of them, where things just aren't clicking, and it seems like what was working earlier isn't working now, and there are facets of the game in the team or of the team that just, whether it's offense, bullpen, starting, whatever, defense, like whatever it is, some things aren't working. And then sometimes when they're all not working, it gets amplified, it looks bad. And I think from a veteran perspective, someone that's been in the league for a long time, you can like look at this and see it because you've seen it before and say, we need to, get everyone together and make sure that we're on the same page and we're all doing the same things, because at the end of the day, yes, it's a team game, but there are a bunch of individuals and they're required to go out there and execute. So having a guy like Cal and JP and Logan and even Garver, guys that are older veteran players that have been there and done that, can bring guys together and reset that tone inside that clubhouse. I mean, that is something that does happen from time to time, where the players only meeting will actually be more valuable than like the coaches meeting, or if like the coach comes in and tries to give the rah-rah, I'm mad, do better speech type thing. And I think that when you get the guys on the team in a closed room and, everyone can kind of be reminded of where they are and where they need to get to, and also at the same time, put everything in perspective and then say, guess what? Well, we can't do anything about all the stuff we just said. We have to go out tonight and get it done. And you go out tonight with the urgency that everything will be left on the field. And you're not going to do anything but leave it all out in the field and try and win the game. And I think that at the end of the day, if the guys know that they left it all on the field and did the best that they could, and there wasn't any sort of an inning off, an at-bat off, a pitch off, then you can walk away with your head high and say, well, we left it all out there. It didn't work out. But knowing that this team is capable of doing great things, there's a good chance when they leave it all out there, it's going to work out.
That's on Cal then, right? If there's anyone that's going to kind of corral everyone and kind of bring them together and say, look, this is the message that's going to be laid out there. And that's who feels like that's the natural bond there between pitching staff, who we work so closely with, and how starters and bullpen guys kind of do their own thing at times. It's tough for a starter who's not pitching every day to be the one who summons the whole team together. Or even in the case of Mitch Garver, who's probably a well-respected veteran, doesn't play every day. I know that maybe is not as natural for someone to get up there if they're not an everyday player. Feels like Cal, even though he has had a tough start to the season, that's got to be on him, right? That's why he's kind of the face of your team in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, he can be the instigator, if you will, the one that brings the team together, that starts the meeting. But good leaders will encourage everyone else to speak up as well. Just because, Cal wears the captain, or JP wears the captain on their sleeve as the leader of the team, most good teams will say, well, we only see what we see. We only know what we know. If you're in the bullpen and you got 2 years of service time, doesn't mean you can't speak up. Like, you may see something we don't see. You may say something motivating. You may say something funny. You may say something that is insightful to somebody. So I think the moments when you have these team meetings allows the leaders to come in and say what they need to say, but also have that open canvas that says, hey, everyone else, what else do you see? What else can we do? Are there things that we want to get off our chests? So I think it's a moment where teams can come together and really take a step forward based on what has all happened in the past, everything they learned from, and then try and do the best they can to push the gas pedal forward and be successful that way.
Well, and then performance-wise, it does feel like, look, you need your big bats, ultimately. We can nitpick about the lineups and platoons, and like Rob Refsnyder's drawn most of that ire, but ultimately it comes down to guys like Cal and Julio, who you have invested so much in.
And Naylor.
Who are your superstars. Yeah, Naylor, I'd put him in there too. I guess he doubled. Okay, good. Hey, he's there. He's on the right track. No, but when you look at the lack of slug this month, and you mentioned it earlier, this team's just not slugging. And you know what makes the offense challenging to score runs? When you aren't slugging. You can wrap out 15 singles, and that's going to take a lot to get the offense going. Look at the difference maker a team can have when you have those extra base hits, and a team like the Mariners that is built such power-heavy numbers, where the largest percentage of their runs in baseball come via the home run. They have not hit a lot of home runs this month. They've hit the 11th most home runs in baseball. Their slugging is the third worst in the month of June. That looks at Cal and Julio, a guy that, it's kind of been a surprising June for Julio, and I don't want to just throw the burden on him solely, but for what he did in May, he had 10 home runs in May. First time he's ever had double-digit home runs. You look at his numbers in June, he has 2 doubles and 2 home runs. That's tough when you have some young guys in the lineup. You have guys that aren't in there every day. I think I would put more weight on Naylor as well, like you mentioned, because they signed him to a contract that he's going to be here. He's going to be part of this team for the near future moving forward. That feels like a big part of this as well, in a number of reasons. There's a lot that you can kind of say, look, this needs to improve on when you've slipped out of first place and fallen below 500. But I think a lot of that kind of leads me to my look. Cal starts to hit consistently. Julio starts to hit consistently. It helps everyone else behind them as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more in terms of the horses in your lineup and the big ones being the driving force of the offense. It will be hard to have the rest of the guys, the Canzones, the Rayleys, the Youngs, the Emersons to kind of carry the load, and they shouldn't, right? That shouldn't be, at least this year, how the team is built. So knowing that you have Cal, Julio, and Naylor, guys that are feared hitters in this league, and just right now it's just not necessarily working out in that slug department. But I really think that if they can figure out ways to have better at-bats, and I think when you look at sometimes, you could look at all of their at-bats over the last couple of weeks, and you'd be like, oh, there's a roll me over ground ball. Oh, there's a pop-up to the infield. And it almost feels like you got fooled. It really wasn't a competitive at-bat, and you didn't hit the ball hard. So, like, it checks all the boxes of being like, well, that wasn't good, right? That wasn't helpful. And I think that when you get back to a situation where even if you're getting out, you're hitting the ball hard, you're taking competitive at-bats, you're doing what you should be doing, and whatever the pitcher's going to give you, you're going to take, and you're going to try and hit it the other way. You're going to hit it up the middle. You don't have to try and hit it over the fence every time. But the big thing right now is, like, we talk about lack of slug, but I think you got to be able to hit the ball hard. I mean, that's the other thing that goes with slug, is that most of the time when you're slugging it, the exit velocity is there.
Yeah.
And I think if there is anything I can point to is having guys more consistently hit the ball hard in my mind, will ultimately lead to more slug, more run.
Well, how about this recommendation? And apropos, because the Angels are in town, 206 says, maybe like a benches clearing brawl. Worked before.
Yes.
Yes, it did. In 2022,
It
the
did.
spark behind that run to the playoffs, it was against the Angels. Can we find Anthony Rendon? I don't know. He's on a couch somewhere. But get him back in here, instigate something. Mike Trout isn't here either. So I don't know. I don't know who you're going to brawl with on this Angels team. It's a lineup that doesn't have a lot of
it
brawlable
worked in the movie
characters.
Slapshot. So.
Yeah. We got to bring some guys in to just, you throw them out there and they will get something going. Like I said, no bad recommendations. Thank you, texters. We'll keep diving into that, figure out what's going on, maybe what kind of spark the Mariners could use going into tonight's game and tonight's series against the Angels. We will also dive into a key behind the pitching in this Angels series. That's all coming up next. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
That was rough.
Throw home, one hop to slide the tag. He is safe at home as the ball was dropped. 2 more runs.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take.
This was a bad trip. And they lose their grip on first place in the West.
After a brutal road trip, the Mariners are back home at T-Mobile in the first of 3 against the Angels.
Get back home and get ourselves on a roll and get going.
6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you could save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Get ready to rock. It's Hoobastank, delivering their high-energy sounds at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Friday, July 31st at 8 p.m. Along with Eve 6. It's 2 incredible bands on one unforgettable night. Hoobastank and Eve 6 at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on July 31st. Get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Long days call for lots of golf. Hey, it's Graz here, encouraging you to book a tee time between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. at your local premier course, like Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, and Walter Hall. In Western Washington, you know you're never far from a premier course. It accommodates all skill levels, and with affordable rates, you can book a tee time and truly enjoy the summer. If you're not in the mood for walking, play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park. Play the courses. Play Premier.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And right now, new mattresses start at $1,500 during our 4th of July sale. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Mariners back home. They begin a 6-game homestand, first of 3 against the Angels. Scheduling notes. This is an interrupted series. You got Monday, Tuesday, off day Wednesday, like you usually do in the middle of a 3-game series, and then the final game Thursday because of a World Cup match here in Seattle on Wednesday night. So don't go to a baseball game on Wednesday. There won't be one. You do have 3 night games, 3 6:40 first pitches. So we'll be on the air with pregame coverage beginning at 5:30. And Charlie, I think one thing that maybe went a little under the radar, some of the injuries to your left-handed bats, especially yesterday, and a series against some right-handed pitching on Saturday and Sunday. Luke Raley was out of the lineup yesterday, sore elbow. Dom Canzone did not start because of the hamstring. He did get that pinch hit appearance in the 9th, but you should get an update on Raley. I think it kind of adds to another larger picture for the Mariners. They just have not been healthy. They've not been fully healthy in this lineup, really, for any point of the season.
No, they haven't. And, you add Brendan Donovan to the mix as well. And it just feels like this offense is still coming together. And once everyone is healthy and can perform up to their ability, it certainly looks like this offense is primed to take off because, once they're rolling and everyone's clicking, it's really a fun team to watch offensively.
Yeah, George Kirby tonight, Brian Wu, and then Bryce Miller. So Kirby tonight, 5:30 pregame. The pitcher on the other side, I find this fascinating. There are only 24 players in Major League Baseball history who have made their major league appearance before they have made ever a minor league appearance. So they never pitched in the minors. They just went right to the major leagues. That is Ryan Johnson of the Angels. He's one of 24. In fact, he didn't just go to the majors and then stick there. He was sent down after about a month in the majors, but he debuted. He was drafted in 24, debuted in 2025, made the opening day roster for the Angels. So he made his major league debut before ever pitching in the minors. Can you imagine going back to the minors after that? Or going to the minors after that for the first time? Like, oh, we don't stay in the Ritz? All right. That's a little different. So that has nothing to do with the matchup. It's just kind of unique, and you can win trivia. I don't know. You can go impress everyone tonight by saying Ryan Johnson's one of only 24 people to ever make a major league appearance before ever pitching in the minors.
Well, let's hope the Mariners send him back down to AAA after this.
There we go.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
As we kind of look to potential reinforcements, Charlie, over the rest of the season, they could come from the farm system, and especially 2 pitchers that continue to tear it up down there in the minors. Kind of turned into an event, Kate Anderson Fridays. He had by what his standards have been, he had a tough outing, and I say that with heavy emphasis on, okay, this is not that bad, but 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. And that's it for what he has been so dominant this year. So 2 runs, kind of shocking. That came in 1 inning. 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, got 16 whiffs on 78 pitches. And then Ryan Sloan was incredibly impressive on Saturday. 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, allowed just a run, struck out 9, didn't walk anyone. Got 19 whiffs on 74 pitches. Ooh. I know kind of Anderson has been talked about as the one that seems to be the immediate jump this year, but feels like Sloan might have a factor to play in this team as well.
I couldn't agree more. I think Anderson is just, he's so polished, so ready, and his delivery is so repeatable. And you just look at, these Friday nights that he keeps pitching in, and it just feels like, all right, well, he keeps checking all the boxes. And we talk about he gave up 2 runs. Oh no, right? Like a quality start. Oh no. So I think his ceiling is so high. But when you mention Sloan, I think there is some people that feel that his ceiling is even higher than Anderson's. The fact that he is as young as he is and is pitching as well as he is, and you just look at where he's at from a development standpoint, mentally and then physically, this guy is a beast. And you're like, okay, I can only imagine what he's going to look like in 5 years and with all the experience and whatnot. So he certainly seems like a guy that is the 100-mile-an-hour starting pitcher thrower type guy. So it's both those guys, to me, untouchables in the minor leagues because they have such immense talent that they would be arguably aces in the rotation when they make it.
Yeah, even after giving up 2 runs, Anderson's ERA is a terrible 1.22.
Oh, man. We should trade him. Get rid of him.
99 strikeouts in 13 games started. And
how many innings
66 and 2/3 innings.
Oh, my gosh.
99 strikeouts.
This is video game stuff,
game stuff there.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
NHL draft was happening over the weekend. The Kraken selected a defenseman in the first round for the first time in franchise history, grabbing 18-year-old Chase Reed from the Ontario Hockey League. Kind of going to be a pivotal offseason for the Kraken. The much reported news, they got spurned by Jason Robertson in free agency, and they're looking to make some splash and kind of get back that level of playoff respectability where they reached in their second season. And then some World Cup news. Knockout rounds have commenced. The first knockout match saw Canada score in stoppage time to advance the round of 16 for the first time ever. 3 matches today, including Mexico. And then a big one on Wednesday. The USA begins their knockout quest. They take on Bosnia and Herzegovina at 5 o'clock in Santa Clara, where good things happen for the Seahawks. And then if they win, the U.S. is back here. Round of 16 match on Monday, July 6th.
So cool.
That would be great.
I mean,
What a scene that was in downtown.
It's unbelievable.
And all around Soto, and then really the whole city on June 19th.
Yeah. One of the, I think, more historic days in the history of the city, right? I mean, to have all those people and to witness a great USA win. I mean, let's get them back at Lumen Field and let's do it again, right?
Yeah, we will see. All right, well, we are going to step aside from talking about Mariners and what they did over the weekend, and we're going to go to kind of maybe some feel-good backstory, what it must have been like to watch a kid you coached in high school hit a home run in his hometown. We're going to talk to Andrew Heck, Cole Young's high school coach at North Allegheny High School. He joins us next here on Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best. Why Seattle and Seattle sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. That's woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
This summer, go electric and save big at Toyota of Kirkland. The all-new Toyota CHR delivers 338 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and up to 287 miles of range. Check out the Toyota BZ, the EV SUV built for the Northwest. Their expert team is ready to walk you through every feature. Take a test drive today and take that car home the same day. Visit their incredible showroom today at Toyota of Kirkland. Summer savings are happening now. ToyotaofKirkland.com.
O'Brien. 1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to
to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you this morning and all this week. And Charlie, one of the coolest parts of this road trip for the Mariners was that opening game in Pittsburgh, where the Mariners needed a big home run, and who delivered? The hometown kid, Cole Young, puts the Mariners in front. Not only that, they flash the crowd. They show this guy who joins us now, Andrew Heck, his high school coach at North Allegheny High School. Andrew, what has this past week been like for you, watching a kid you coach in high school deliver on the major league stage?
It was pretty awesome. It was even crazier, the experience of being there on Tuesday night. We ended up getting, I think, 25 tickets between coaches, administrative people, as well as people in the athletic department who have continued to follow Cole. So for it to happen on Tuesday night was pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome stuff. Amazing. I'm just curious. Cole has been such an impact once he arrived in Seattle last year, and obviously taking his career to a new level this year. You know, at what point in his young high school career did you think that you had a future big leaguer on your hands?
It's always hard to tell how kids are going to continue to progress skill-wise throughout their career, and if they're going to continue to mature, if they're going to grow, get bigger, stronger, faster. But for him, I think it was more after his freshman year. I always tell the crazy story. He started the season 0 for 11. No strikeouts, but 0 for 11. Then he went on the rest of the season about over like 450. And he was just a force to be reckoned with his freshman year. Played great defensively, too. It was kind of at that point where I was like, this kid's going to be a really special player.
Andrew, when did you first get to know Cole? I mean, coaching him in high school, obviously, but were you aware of him as he was coming up, playing in the area? Or when did you first kind of get eyes on this guy and think, all right, well, this could be something pretty special here?
Yeah, I told the guys, they actually interviewed me in the 6th inning for the Seattle station right before the home run happened, actually, which was even crazier on Tuesday night.
Yeah, you're making the media tour. We appreciate that, by the way.
I am. I know I am. I'm more popular in Seattle than I am in Pittsburgh. No, but he was around. He was a middle school kid, and we run middle school camps usually in the summertime, sometimes in the fall. And I had an infield camp when he was a 7th grader or an 8th grader, and he was the best kid out there by far. He was definitely a 7th grader. So we had 7th, 8th, and 9th graders out there, and he was the best infielder out there, skill wise. And arm strength wise, he just knew the game, had all the actions, and was a very polished player at a young age, which just set him apart. And it was really at that point that he was on our radar. We knew him a little bit prior to that too. He had a very successful career in younger baseball. I mean, he won the throw, hit, and run. Pitch, hit, and run, whatever it is. And then he'd been on ESPN a couple times for Little League, Pony League stuff, and had a grand slam in a game when it was on ESPN. So he had kind of been on the map, but that was when I really first saw him in person and started to get to know him.
Nice. Now, I'm sure it was just an amazing full circle moment in Pittsburgh and having Cole back. What was it like, after the game? I'm sure you had a conversation or two with him. Give us some insight as to, what was that under the tunnel conversation like?
I mean, props to him. We try to allow him to focus on baseball, as I always like to say. But he did get us BP passes before the Tuesday game, which gives us the opportunity to kind of talk to him, catch up for a quick second. Then he can go and focus on baseball. I know he had a lot of family and friends there as well from the area. So after the game, it was just, congratulations. We were all very happy for him. I think everybody wanted to say hi and congratulations. Obviously, we wanted him to play well in the game, being back in Pittsburgh, but to have the go-ahead game-winning 2-run homer in your home city, pretty special, pretty awesome.
Hey, Andrew, a lot of these guys, well, I don't want to say a lot, but, sometimes we see guys when they've had success at every level and they're drafted in the first round and they've never experienced failure or adversity or how tough this sport can be, they're not built to handle that. Well, last year, Cole Young, as I'm sure you're aware, he came up, he had a tough stretch, and it wasn't the greatest end of the season. This year he comes back, and he's been a revelation. Is there something that you notice about him, or what is it about Cole that makes him able to handle adversity?
I go back, I kind of shared with you, I go back to a bus trip that we were taking home from a game his freshman year. And it was kind of during that 0-for-11 skid. And I kind of told him, like, I'm one of the happiest people right now that you're failing. And he kind of looked at me like I was a jerk. And I was like, you're going to fail at some point in this game because that is baseball. If you learn it early on how to recover from failure and learn how to put your head down and get back to being successful and finding success in the little things, it allows you to find your way and stay out of those deep dives of negativity, and fall into slumps or not be able to recover and get back to where you were playing wise. He's done an amazing job of that, and that's all credit to him. I know that he was a little probably disappointed last year to not be able to get any playoff time, but I know that he thoroughly enjoyed the experience and the run the team went on and being able to take all of that in. But I think his off-season work speaks volumes to just the type of person and player that he is, because he worked his butt off this off-season. It was 100% an everyday job for him, from the weight room, from making sure his arm was more strengthened going into spring training. We're in Pittsburgh, so that's a tough one. I think it was last year he had a little bit of an arm issue in spring training that probably was a little bit of a setback for him. And the big thing is we don't have the weather that the southern states do, and that's one of the biggest areas. We can work on hitting. We can work on, pitchers. You can get some ground ball work, but the timing of the plays as well as having your arm in shape, ready to go for everyday throwing, which happens as soon as you get to spring training. That was something he really focused on this year.
Now, as I switch gears, I'm curious if, any of Cole Young's teammates are listening right now back in Pittsburgh. I'm curious, is there any story you want to tell that his teammates are saying, hey, you got to tell that story. Come on, Coach Heck. I want to hear that story.
I don't have to. Cole's a great kid. He always was a great kid. I will tell one story, and that's when I kind of you asked me a little bit earlier. When did you think it was real and becoming a big leaguer was a real thing. I remember when it was his junior year. We had a really good team. We ended up coming runner-up in the state championship. But I remember getting off of the bus or getting on the bus at some of these places that we went to, and kids from other schools kind of knew who Cole was, and they were asking him for autographs when we got off the bus or were getting on the bus. And, he was very willing. He gave them autographs and stuff, and our kids were giving him a hard time because they're like, oh, well, they should be asking for our autograph too, Cole. You only went 1 for 3 today. I was 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs.
Oh, that is good.
I love it.
Andrew Heck, who coached Cole Young in high school at North Allegheny High School, is with us here on Brock and Salk. Andrew, we know just geographically might be a little challenging to watch, to keep up with every night out here on the West Coast, and you guys 3 hours ahead. But do you still try to follow him regularly, periodically? I don't know. Do you still try to follow him as often as you can?
Yeah, I know more about Seattle Mariners than I know about the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Perfect. Yeah, we love to hear that. That's great.
Absolutely love to hear that.
I'm joking a little bit there, but I'm serious as well. Cole and I had we had dinner one over the off season this past year, and I told him, I said, I owe you a big thank you. And he's like, oh, why's that? I was like, you really got me back into Major League Baseball, because I really hadn't followed Major League Baseball as much as being a baseball guy that you think I should. I've been into the college game, really enjoy following the draft stuff with the high school end of it. But I really didn't follow high school or Major League Baseball that much, and really got into the minor league baseball, followed the farm systems for the Mariners the entire way. Still follow them because the Twitter feed still pops up. So I know, farm systems loaded still there for the Mariners. And then, Major League Baseball, it's beautiful. Your games are on at 10 o'clock on the West Coast. I'm here in Pittsburgh. That's perfect time, just getting home from whether it be practice or our games, because we usually play night games once it comes April. So I'm usually getting home at that time, so I got something to turn on and wind down the night and watch and follow along.
I love it. So I'm curious, what do you think Cole's biggest strength is, as a player that maybe the average fan doesn't see? There's a lot of young kids coming up, and Cole is one of the young studs of Major League Baseball. And what do you think that his strength that he exhibits that we don't see?
I think it's a little bit of a two-part answer. I think his bat-to-ball skills are tremendous. They always have been, and you're seeing a lot more of it this year, as well as I think his mindset. He has elite mindset. Not a ton of stuff bothers him, and I think that's even more prevalent with him this year than it was maybe last year. I think last year was just, you get caught up in, your first time getting called up, first time up there, you get wrapped up in some stuff. But I think you're really seeing the true side of him come out this year from the mindset. And I think the bat-to-ball skills are only going to get better as you continue to see the major league pitching. Not that AAA pitching isn't anything good. I mean, it's very good pitching there too. But every day in the major leagues is something tough. And a left-handed reliever in the 6th or 7th or 8th inning coming in just to face you. You don't see that as much in AAA and AA. Now he's going to see it every day. So I think the bat-to-ball skills are just going to continue to get better and better.
Andrew, is it a challenge to just watch and not want to still coach him? Oh, I don't know. Maybe he asked you for advice, but when you were there watching him firsthand over the week last week in Pittsburgh, did you find yourself kind of watching through the lens of a coach, or were you able to just kind of sit back and watch a guy and enjoy what he's been doing?
No, there's nothing. I'm not looking at it from a coach. I was sitting back and enjoying. I'm kind of a superstitious person too, so I don't hit him up text wise very much either. Honestly, I try to text him kind of when things aren't going good, just to pick his brain a little bit, make sure he's doing good spirit wise and everything else. But if things are rolling, I know he's got a million text messages from other people telling him you're doing awesome and doing great. So. But no, I look at everything. It's just so enjoyable to watch and see him grow as a player and as a person.
Well, Andrew, we really appreciate the time this morning. Before we let you go, just one kind of final thing about Cole Young and how it affects you currently and your current teams. I know high school kids aren't necessarily going to listen at times. They're high school kids. They know everything. Has Cole Young's success been able to kind of show these kids, look, this just happened? He is a recent grad. He just came through here. Are you kind of able to use him as an example when it comes to coaching your current teams?
Absolutely. I think kids sometimes get a little bit tired of me talking about him a little bit from those times. But I think they're valuable lessons too, and valuable lessons that he had, through high school, as well as valuable lessons that are going on now. And Cole shares some stuff from time to time. Hey, here's what I think I maybe done a little bit better, or maybe do this. And I try to pick his brain a little bit too of things that are going on at the big league level. Just so that we can, it's always about adapting, learning, and applying new things, not just as a player, but also as a coach.
Andrew Heck, head coach at North Allegheny High School, Coach Cole Young in high school, has been our guest this morning. Thanks, Andrew. This has been a lot of fun, very insightful, really great to get kind of a picture and some insight into what made Cole Young into the guy we see today. And, Andrew, it's kind of incredible. He's the only Mariner to have played in every game this season. He's been everything for this team. It's been great.
funny. I told him that before. My dad had sent me a text message that said, "Let Cole know he's X number of games away from Cal Ripken." He wanted me to,
yeah, there we go.
He wanted me to remind him that when we talked to him at batting practice. So I told him that when we were there.
The bar is set
but
high.
Yeah, it's awesome to see.
Yeah, just a few thousand games away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on a good start.
He's becoming a fan favorite around here, though. Everyone's loving some Cole Young. And maybe I can ask one more question to sneak in.
Sure.
Do we have a good nickname for Cole Young that we?
Oh, yeah, we were
that
thinking about
we
that.
weren't sure if he had a nickname that he had in high school that maybe we could bring back to life.
I'll be honest with you. I saw it on Twitter the other day. They were looking for one for Cole Young and Colt Emerson up the middle. I saw that on the Twitter feed. We always just called him Cole. Our one coach called him Colio.
Colio.
All the time.
Okay.
Colio.
I like it.
He used it. Yeah. Our coach Coffin always called him Colio, and that was kind of his thing. But it was a cool nickname that kind of always stuck. And I'm sure you heard it a few times on Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, Andrew. We certainly appreciate it. Glad to hear there are a good chunk of Mariners fans out there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. That is Andrew Heck. Appreciate the time that he gave us this morning. Coach Cole Young in high school. And I do think it's cool, Charlie. And we, on our afternoon show on Wyman and Bob, got to talk to Colt Emerson's high school coach. And with these guys that are so fresh out of high school, and obviously when you go high school to the majors, it is such a big, impactful part of your life. It's interesting to hear how they were built, how they turned into the person you see. A polished baseball player right now in the case of Cole Young and Colt Emerson for being 20 years old. But to see these two have such an impact so early on for the Mariners really gets you excited about what the future holds here.
Oh, big time. I mean, guys that are going to be on the roster for many years to come. So it's great to hear, his perspective of where Cole was to where he is now. And even just, the relationship they have of how he's now learning from Cole and applying things from what the big leagues are like to the high school level, and just being that bridge to the next generation of players. So I think what you said is just like a perfect question, insight to where high school baseball is, and when you have a guy like Cole Young, that even Colt Emerson, but they are so young and they seemingly would still be in college right now and are now in the big leagues. It just tells them, and it tells all the high school kids out there that if you're one of the best, that you can get to the top quickly, but it's going to require a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work. So I think those guys set the bar, and they continue to do it.
In the course of this Mariners season, there have been kind of more unpleasant surprises when it comes to injuries, Cal's big slump, him getting injured for the first time. Just, you can go down the list. But I think on the extreme other end of that, the one pleasant surprise is what we've seen out of Cole Young. Did not expect that. For everything that we kind of outlined with Andrew, that, hey, he came up here. There was a lot of excitement around him. First-round draft pick, featured part of your middle infield in some capacity, and then it didn't take, which is fine. We know that happens. It is an incredibly difficult sport. But for him to go from not even having a part of the final half of that season, he came back up, didn't play down the stretch run, and then to enter this year as the entrenched everyday second baseman. And yes, it is incredibly impressive that he's the only guy to have played in every game this season. What a leap he has made. What a leap in just one offseason becomes such a vital part of this team.
Yeah, and not to mention his defense. His defense is fantastic, and he's playing so good up the middle and getting balls in the gap there, and just it's really fun to watch. And he just continues to be this player that you're gravitating towards, and it's fun to see where his career will end up. And I think, you mentioned last year the struggle. I mean, just rewind to the first series, man. The first series of the year. He had a couple at bats and he looked overmatched. It was like, oh, is this the same Cole Young we're going to see again? And it seemingly after that, and maybe he was facing Gavin Williams the first time on the Guardians, kind of lit him up. And I think after that series, he just turned it on and became, the hitter that we're seeing today. And if he can continue to, be that guy, it's just for a team that's had a few question marks at second base over the years. I know we've talked about it. This could be a guy that's going to be, in your lineup at second base for years to come.
Yeah, the left field streak ended. The Mariners had a different opening day left fielder for the past, it was 10 seasons, and that ended this year. Second base is getting up there. I think it's like 8. So Cole Young hopefully should be the first repeat opening day second baseman to end that streak. Yeah, you have these two, And maybe, Colt Emerson, he came up perhaps a little bit earlier than they would have wanted if everyone was healthy. Injuries have necessitated that, so you have these two who are now entrenched. It does lead to an interesting roster question when Brendan Donovan returns. And we are anticipating him coming back and being a key part of this lineup, although he has had that setback in dealing with the injury that has popped up again. But his bat, it's vital. They certainly need Brendan Donovan's bat in the lineup. It's like, all right, what do you do here? Because you have everyone kind of set in their positions. You have JP at third now. Colt is at short. Cole Young, you're not moving him off a second. And Randy, his man left field pretty much every day. Interesting puzzle. And that's going to be another question the Mariners have to deal with when Brendan Donovan gets back.
Right. The inevitable arrival again of Brendan Donovan. And after seeing what he did for the first few games he played, it's exciting player. You want him on that roster. He can do a lot of things and seemingly is a catalyst to a lot of the offense. So I'd be interested to see what happens when he comes back. But you're right. There's going to be kind of maybe not enough spots in the roster for what you want to do. So it seems like at some point somebody may get the short end of the stick, and if that's the way it goes, I think you're looking at a team that's saying, all right, well, we maybe had to make a tough call from our roster standpoint and had to move on from somebody, trade somebody, move someone down, whatever it is. The idea is whatever move you're doing, whatever acquisition you're making, you're doing this to put your team in the best position to win. And knowing that, and I say it, I'll keep saying it, what happened last year when you made these moves and you acquired two big guys on your team, they made an immediate impact, and you almost felt the team was different as soon as they arrived. So if you can grab some version of that, whether it be a high-end reliever, whether it be a right-handed bat, or both, could that be the difference maker to put this team on the next level?
Yeah, and you mentioned it. You're right. They're going to bring some people in. So you might have even more guys unless you're trading someone off your major league roster. I know you've been diving through trades. You've been digging through the database. Feels like
started my own website.
Yeah, started your own website.
Is this person worth trading?
CharlieFurbushTrades.com to have the good trade value.
Furbush thoughts.
Backslash Furbush thoughts. Don't type that in. I don't know if that works. Who knows what website? It would probably just be like, this domain does not exist.
That's right.
But go create it. We will kind of dive into that and what the Mariners might bring in. Because, we talked about it to kind of start the 7 o'clock hour. They are going to bring in a reliever. I think that's kind of a given. Hopefully they find something in terms of a right-handed bat as well, because even when Donovan returns, two left-handed. I think Justin Hollander made the joke when Colt Emerson came up. He goes, I wish he was a right-handed bat, because all of your hitters here are lefties. We saw the Guardians throw out 80 lefties this weekend as well, but you would like that right-handed balance because the Mariners have had their issues hitting left-handed pitching, so we assume we'll get a right-handed bat that will further complicate, I guess, the roster decisions as well. It is kind of ironic that these struggles stem from too many players, where usually it's the inverse.
Right.
Every other year and around baseball, teams are dealing with so many injuries that they can't field a rotation, or you're diving down into the depths to find someone because your lineup is so banged up. Well, the Mariners, when healthy, are going to have almost too many players. They're going to have a positionless Brendan Donovan. They're going to have an extra guy they bring in, and that's when we might start to see some of the roster squeeze that people have said, all right, well, when do maybe an at-bat limit run out for a Rob Refsnyder? When do you start to see someone like Dom Canzone maybe play every day and others not play as much? I think when we see the full picture of this lineup, we might get there. The issue is it's becoming closer and closer to needing to happen because of where the Mariners are right now.
Yeah, and I think they're evaluating all these decisions and where these players are at currently and where they project them to be this year and then beyond. So that's why I'm still eager to see where this team or what this team looks like after the trade deadline, because it could look a lot different. And if the Mariners are willing to change it up, to add guys and make this roster better, that DePoto and Hollander are doing that. They're going to try and do everything they can to make this team as good as possible this year. And they got a taste of it last year, and they got really, really close. So if there's a way to improve this roster, that is, I would say, their daily checkbox every day at work. How can I improve this roster? And they're going to try and talk with every other team as often as they can to find the value, to find the best return, and then throw your chips in and say, we're going all in.
All right, well, we'll get into how that could happen over the next few days or weeks. Then what could happen immediately tonight to change the way the Mariners have been going lately? Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. It's Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. As a family law attorney, I know firsthand the challenges and obstacles men face in divorce and custody matters. Our firm is committed to protecting what matters most, and we're on your team. Find us at goldbergjones.com.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Deep to right field. Going. Goodbye, baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a view that's a real home run, check out right field. Make that the dump yard. Sure, it's a great spot to see our fearless outfielders fly, dive, and slide.
Wow! Victor Robles makes the catch.
But you might get to flash some leather too, because the forecast in the dump yard always calls for rain. Raining big dumper home runs, that is.
Number 60, the magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Don't miss this week's Cal Raleigh Funko Pop giveaway. You have 3 chances to score this one-of-a-kind collectible as the Mariners take on the Angels tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday at T-Mobile Park. The first 10,000 fans at each game will head home with this must-have Funko Pop. Lock in your seats today at mariners.com.
June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Swedish Cyberknife can effectively treat conditions like prostate cancer, which can run in the family. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatments, each lasting less than an hour. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Mike's Western Suppliers and CL Western Apparel reminds parents the fatal crash rate for teens peaks at age 19, and we lose nearly 8 kids every day. Make a family agreement to never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, text behind the wheel, or ride with anyone who is. Always designate a sober driver, call a parent or rideshare, and let's bring our sons and daughters home safely. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Mike's Western Suppliers and CL Western Apparel. Family owned and proudly serving our community for over 30 years.
All right, summer's here at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Mike Salk here, and you can check out upcoming shows like the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO on August 1st. If you need a laugh, comedy legend David Spade visits on August 15th, or you can relive the 80s with pop sensation Taylor Dane on September 6th. All the tickets are at snocasino.com. You can experience luxury with breathtaking Cascade views, world-class dining, and play your favorite games. Elevate your next getaway. That's Seattle's closest, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Join the Dugout every Tuesday from 1 to 2 on the Bump and Stacy Show, powered by Top Fitness. Top Fitness is your #1 place for home fitness and exercise equipment, with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue. Visit topfitness.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewart is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
Hello! Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. We are here all week. That's right. That's what we're going to replace the opens. I think because we're here all week and just going to cause some chaos tomorrow. It's like it's Lefko and Furbush all week.
Does the party horn come after that?
I don't know.
Is that too early for that?
We can go back to the we go back to the late night text voice. Lefko and Furbush in all week on Seattle Sports. Talking Mariners.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. We got to figure out something by Thursday. We'll make some.
That wasn't a very enthusiastic endorsement.
Yeah, I don't know.
Charlie's not feeling it. All right,
We'll work on it.
Hang me out to dry here.
I'm
an idea man.
You are?
To quote Vince Vaughn here, I'm an idea man. Yeah.
Welcome to the Lefko and Furbush.
Yeah, exactly. We got to think of a nickname. Did you like?
Still pretty on board with the party horn, though.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got one.
We'll crank a party horn in there somewhere.
Maybe you can get Jeff Passan to do it in Elmo voice.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Is that his specialty?
Jeff Passan will join us tomorrow at 8:30. He is excited to talk to a member of his favorite trade, as he mentioned last week. So I guess he's not excited to talk to me. That's fine. He'll talk to you, Charlie Furbush, tomorrow at 8:30, right? Yes. So we'll have that. We also, if you did miss it, really good and insightful interview with Andrew Heck, who coached Cole Young in high school. That'll be up on our podcast page at Seattle Sports. It'll also be up on our YouTube page, Seattle Sports on YouTube. And I loved that I think he saw our Cole Young, Colt Emerson nickname idea. Yeah, he mentioned that. He said, I saw the Twitter account. Must have been the Wyman and Bob Show Twitter account that I put out there. Hey, what was your recommendations? I like CO2. Now, he didn't say he liked CO2. But I still am going with that.
Okay.
So if you have a recommendation, 866-979-3776. You know, they
Did
play
you
up
guys see
the
the Julio rapid fire questions with Mina Kimes?
Yes. Are you talking about the Love Island one?
I feel like Cole Young's nickname has to do something to do with having some swag with the ladies, from what Julio seemed to allude to.
Wow. Because wait, he said he'd go on Love Island.
He said he would go on Love Island, and then when they asked him who on the team he would let his sister date and not let his sister date, he said, I would not let my sister date Cole Young. And then he said basically he wouldn't let his sister date anyone on the team, but he singled Cole Young out.
Yeah. All
right. Well, maybe Cole Young is staying up late and having fun. I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, he's just a young superstar.
Superstar.
So,
they're worried, but he seems like a good kid. Why?
He's a good kid. Yeah. You don't have to dive into that with Julio. All right.
He's not. Just saying he may have.
I don't know.
Swag.
Colio was the nickname, right?
Colio. Yeah.
It doesn't. I can see.
flow
I can
off
see.
the tongue.
I can see right now.
Right,
Lefko doesn't like it. Yeah.
I think, and I'm more curious about, how hockey style, every manager puts a Y on the end of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if there's a way to work that into Cole Young. Like, it doesn't really work with his nickname, though, his last name. Like a Youngie or something like that.
Or Coley.
Like any nickname, you'd be like Furbushy if you played hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just Bushy.
Bushy. Yeah, actually, you'd probably be Bushy.
Colsey.
Honestly.
Colsey.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, all right.
We're onto it.
While we're solving the world's problems, the Mariners, I do think,
we're just calling him by his middle name, Douglas.
Douglas.
Let's call him Doug. Just completely off. Not even close. I love it.
Dougie, maybe. Yeah.
Dougie.
Douglas.
That's too much. But Dougie works. Dougie works.
Did you just text in here? 206 says it's CY.
See?
That's what Charlie said.
No.
But another 206 says CO2 is good. So, all right. We've narrowed it down to a few. We're solving the important things.
Carbon dioxide is great, yes.
Nah, but it's a deadly combination. I don't know. Up the middle, the two of them. Yeah, CO2. There's CO, Cole Young, Colt Emerson. All right. Well, we solved that problem. The Mariners, it does feels like they're at an inflection point right now. And I think this could be the spark that kind of gets them going, or you don't want to see it go the other way, but you have seen at times teams start to spiral and go into a tailspin. And after a loss like that, you don't want to see it happen against an Angels team. But I feel like this series in particular, because the Angels come in with a poor record, because you're still right in the thick of it, but not in first place anymore, to me, Charlie, this is the most important series of this stretch you're going to have before the All-Star break, with what it should represent, a chance to get right, but against competition that the Mariners to this point have not done well against lesser competition. That's kind of been the frustration at times this year. They lost the series to the Angels early in the season. They lost 2 series to the Royals, who now have the worst record in the American League. The White Sox, we didn't know what they would be at the time, lost the series to them, lost the series to the Orioles. So this is an opportunity. It's like, here it is right in front of you. But we know that in the past this year, it has not always been as easy as saying beat up on a bad team.
You're right. I mean, it has been kind of the reason why the roller coaster ride is really, up and down this year, right? I think there are series you walk into and you go, well, on paper, we should win this series for sure. And I think that this is another series that, yes, you should win without a doubt. And, this even feels like, I don't know about the most important series, that they're going to have up until this point, but knowing that it's a divisional opponent, knowing that you can gain ground, and knowing where the Angels are at, it just tells me that this is a more of a statement series, not necessarily, the most important, but this is a statement series to let everyone know inside that clubhouse that we're still here and we still got fight in us. And, knowing that the Angels aren't very good, right? And I think you don't take them for granted, but you go out with an expectation that you're going to do damage and win the game tonight.
I think that's kind of a must, right? Yeah. After what Cal said, we'll get to that coming up too, and need to know. But the fact that you had an opportunity there to win a series against the Guardians, and it was there. You had gotten past that weird cap on 3 runs. You got the 4 runs. You found a way, even when the home runs weren't falling, which I kind of think has been a source of a lot of the offensive issues this month, is it's such a home run built team. They were not hitting home runs. You had a game where you literally manufactured runs. Victor Robles did everything he could ask for there. He had 3 stolen bases in the game. He had a couple of hits. So he's doing that. The Guardians are kind of falling over themselves, literally in some cases, to give you the game, and you let it slip away. So to come back here, I know we, the fans and us talking heads, put a lot more on one game and momentum and getting past something, but it does feel like just to kind of placate everything, it's going to be a good start if they come out here. And then you don't have to worry about all right, well, what's going on stuff. You lose tonight and all the same things are popping up again. I'm sure it does start to weigh on guys, right? They came with expectations. We talked about this at the start of the year. So much was put on this Mariners team, and rightfully so, because of what they accomplished last year. And at times, it did look like they were playing a little tight. They were playing with those expectations. Kind of thought they'd gotten past that with that 8-game win streak, but you see it pop up time and time again in moments like a rubber game in a series where innings get close, you get late in the game. You need to kind of wipe all that away and start fresh in this final stretch, this 2 weeks until the All-Star break.
Yeah, and the ability to flush things and forget about things quick are going to be the most important things they can do. And I think that's what we heard with Cal earlier is, well, as soon as we leave the clubhouse, it's over. I can't change it. We can't do anything but learn from it. So take the lessons from that game, do the best to learn them, apply them to the next time you're out there, and show up and leave it all in the field. So, maybe it is an inflection point, right? You've come all this way, and you've had some good stretches in that 8-game stretch, and then you've had kind of some tough stretches. So you're constantly challenged. You're constantly trying to, do the best you can to, finish on top. And right now the Mariners are challenged in every facet of their team. So it's going to be pretty paramount for everyone to show up and get the job done in order for them to continue to gain ground in this division and ultimately get to where they want to be. So this I think is like I said before, I think it's like a perfect series to go, okay, it's not the Yankees, it's not the Dodgers. Like, here's the Angels. You come off a tough road trip. Let's reset the tone here. Let's get the boys back together. Get the T-Mobile vibes going. I think it's going to change everything. And I think knowing that you'd have a tough opponent, but not the most tough opponent, it's only going to help.
Yeah, Cal did outline something important that will lead into what the Mariners need to do in this series. We'll get into that. Everything you need to know coming up next. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbush here with you. It's Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This was a bad trip.
Throw home, one hop to slide the tag. He is safe at home as the ball was dropped. 2 more runs.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take.
And they lose their grip on first place in the West.
Tonight, the Mariners are back home at T-Mobile in the first of 3 against the Angels.
Get back home and get ourselves on a roll and get going.
6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
When you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who actually live it, because you need someone who understands the ride. It's Bob Stelton here, and for 25 years, Law Tigers has helped thousands of riders. One mission only, to serve the motorcycle community. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. That's why riders have trusted Law Tigers, because this isn't just what they do, it's who they are. They're there 24/7, 365 days a year, because riders deserve real support whenever they need it. Your case evaluation is always free, and there are no fees until your case settles. They're going to help you get your bike and your gear repaired or replaced, because they know how much those things mean to you. Law Tigers, 25 years strong and still riding with you. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. Again, that's 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight, and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline, and our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville, and online at franklumber.com.
Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Mariners looking to bounce back after dropping the series finale to the Guardians. It was the 5-run 8th that put Cleveland in front. Mariners offense, they did put up 4 runs. They also went 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position and left 14 on base. And afterwards, Cal stressed the importance of finding consistency on offense.
Thought we did a good job early. Thought we'd come out with a good game plan, run some really good bats. But, we got to keep the foot on the gas. I think that's the story of the game there. Can't let off. I think, we got to play a full 9, come to the field ready to compete for 2-3 hours a day and not an hour and a half. So I think that's kind of what I saw.
Charlie, it feels like that sustained pressure could be paramount for this Mariners team. There's all sorts of stats. The Mariners game note's good at breaking this down. When they score in 3 or more innings, I don't have the most current updated one, but they have a very good record, as you imagine, when they score in at least 3 innings in a game. And that just hasn't happened in a stretch where 13 games in a row, you only scored 3 runs. Yesterday, you did score 4, but that was it. And they haven't taken advantage of what have been kind of a lot of opportunities on offense.
Yeah, and I think if the offense can find their way, it takes pressure off the pitchers, right? The pitchers don't have to be perfect and throw out, near shutout outings. So that certainly helps. But it's just nice to have the team back home, right? I mean, you look at just the splits in general. The Mariners are 22-19 at home, and they are 20-24 on the road. So, take care of business at home, knowing that it's going to be a challenge on the road, and make the adjustments as you can. But I think this is just a perfect time for the Mariners to get back and really understand what happened over the last month and say, all right, guys. And that's where I told you, these team meetings can be like really, really formidable. And you can say, hey, this is unacceptable. Like everyone knows this we can't play baseball this way and be successful. So everyone's got to turn it on.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
These series losses also start to loom larger because of what the rest of the division has been doing. And the Mariners have fallen out of first place because the Rangers have turned it on. They swept the Blue Jays. Thanks, Toronto. Way to show up there. 6-game losing streak for the Blue Jays. Now, that's what's going to arrive. And kind of a desperate team going to arrive in Seattle at the end of the week. So that's not a series to take lightly. But the Rangers are in first in the AL West. And then now we become big Guardians fans because Cleveland is hosting Texas for a 3-game set. The Astros, and it always seems to kind of be a team that strikes fear in you because of their track record, what they've done over the past decade. They're just a half game behind the Mariners and a game behind the Rangers, the AL West lead. They've won 5 straight series. They host the Twins for 3. The A's are still hovering around, but they lost the series to the Angels. So you have 4 teams all firmly in the mix here in the AL West. And yeah, you can say the Mariners are right in the thick of it, but now every other team can point to that as well and say, hey, we have a chance. We're in the thick of it as well.
Right. And I think when you look at the AL West and the AL in general, it's easy to say, oh, it's been down, down. Right. It has been. But in every sense, when you watch baseball year over year, you realize that it's hard to sustain that. So there's a good chance that there will be some positive regression, I think is how you say it, right? They'll not be as bad as they were in the first half. Maybe the second half maybe makes the American League more competitive. So ideally, the Mariners are just going to continue to have to show out every night and know that every win from here on out is going to be super important to get you in the playoffs.
George Kirby sets the tone tonight. He gets the ball to begin this series. Brian Wu on Tuesday. And then remember, there's the off day in the middle of this series. So the finale is Thursday. That also kind of adds an extra day of rest that we can kind of get into at 9:45. But Bryce Miller gets the ball to close out the series. 6:40 first pitches across the board there at 5:30 pregame show beginning tonight and every night of this series here on the Mariners Radio Network on Seattle Sports.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Yeah, a lot happening over the weekend. Some hockey things going on, some World Cup things happening. The Kraken selected a defenseman in the first round for the first time in franchise history, grabbing 18-year-old Chase Reed from the Ontario Hockey League. I think we talked about it, Charlie, and I'm sure the sentiment's the same for everyone in this town that is a Kraken fan or just wants to get on board with hockey again. This team needs to figure it out. The 3 head coaches in 3 years now, they have parted ways with their GM, finally, some people would say. But you're going in a new direction here. You're trying to find some semblance of sustained growth. And then also, I think just put a product out there on the ice that brings fans to games. People came to games because they're fun. Hockey games are great to attend in person. Now you kind of have to get that fan base back. It was exciting. It was new. It was a great event for the first few seasons. But now the Kraken are just kind of middling in obscurity.
Yeah, and I think they're in, as a new organization in uncharted territory, trying to navigate these waters of, who's the head coach, who's the right personnel on the ice, who's the leader inside the clubhouse. And, it's great that they finally took an 18-year-old defenseman. I can imagine that this guy's got captain written all over him years to come. So, but you're right. I think the games have been so exciting, and the team, really got off to a hot start there when they, came out. And now last year, specifically this past season, just was kind of a uncompetitive season. So I think to get hockey back in the place that we know the Kraken can be, it will not only make the games more fun, but it'll certainly make the team more competitive throughout.
World Cup knockout rounds happening as well. Canada is through. They're the first team through. There was just 1 match yesterday, 3 today, including Mexico. And then on Wednesday, we've been kind of highlighting this, both a match here, Belgium and Senegal, which, by the way, the winner gets to stay here in Seattle in the round of 16. Right? And then the U.S. is playing Wednesday night as well against Bosnia and Herzegovina. The winner of that comes to Seattle for the round of 16, so hopefully it will be a U.S. return here to formerly Lumen Field, now known as Seattle Stadium.
Exactly. Hopefully Thursday morning when you're tuning in again, we'll be talking about that.
We'll be talking about the USA match, will we? Okay. We're going to lead the show with that, I think.
Right?
Oh, man. Salk, call up Salk and get him on here if we lead the show with soccer on a Thursday morning.
Wouldn't that be the best?
I guess. It wouldn't be the best. It would be good. That means the U.S. has kept winning.
I mean,
I'm stunned. I would never think to ever lead a show with soccer, but
okay.
Hey, circumstances dictate it. You're right. That is everything you need to know. I think I said they scored 4 runs, the Mariners, because everyone's quick to correct me. It just it was a blank. That 9th inning, I just already blanked and said, you know what?
5 runs.
It was over in the 8th, and then that was it. And
don't be mailing it in early.
Another run came across.
Just like Cal said, you got to play 9 innings left, go. You got to play 9.
Here I am mailing it in 3+ hours in. Got to play 4 hours. All right, we're finishing out strong here. We're going to play 4 hours here on Brock and Salk. Mike Lefko and Charlie Furbish here with you. Going to do a little buy and sell on some things involving the Mariners and this show. That's all coming up next year. Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy.
Trademark pending. That's right.
Coming up next at 10.
I feel like I'd solved a crime.
You did.
Wow. Your defense, playing like trash, allowed the Seahawks to claw their way back into the game.
When I read about it and I start to break it down, it's about your overall team. And I think that's the way people have to look at it, because there was nothing offensively that felt dominant.
Bump and Stacy, next at 10 on Seattle Sports.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Hewitt, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
Looking for a pre-owned Toyota you can actually count on? Then you need to take a trip to Toyota of Renton. Each vehicle passes a rigorous 160-point inspection, so you drive off with confidence. Plus, their service center has factory-certified techs and genuine Toyota parts to keep you running strong. Come meet the incredible team, ask questions, and take a test drive in their variety of dependable, certified, pre-owned inventory. See them in person at Toyota of Renton or online at toyotaofrenton.com.
Do you have stiff laundry or scale buildup on your sinks and showers? Those are classic signs of hard water. At Culligan, they deliver softer, cleaner water throughout your entire home. A Culligan water softener removes the hardness from your water and extends the life of your appliances. Plus, it can improve the quality of your skin and hair. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Go to Culligan.com. That's Culligan.com. Contaminants or impurities may not be in your water.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub with exciting news. Our mid-year clearance event is on. You'll score big savings on all in-stock saltwater hot tubs and fabulous saunas. Plus, deep discounts on newly released floor model swim spas. These deals are incredible. But don't wait. Our mid-year clearance ends June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub. Mariners and Angels tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group. From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We have some M's items still to discuss. We're going to kind of dress it up a little bit. Play my favorite game, as Maura knows, because I always win at this game.
This is
That's the joke.
You always
I've
win.
told him numerous times, you can't win this game. It's
Yeah.
just your opinion. Just give me your opinion.
Yeah, there's no winners. Come on.
Yeah, then what are we playing for? So you always try to
Pride.
win. Yeah, pride, winning pride.
Winning pride.
Yeah, winning
Okay,
pride. There we
okay.
go. No, it is.
I guess some of these can be proven true or false later, so he wants to make sure that he makes the right prediction.
We're keeping a lot for the record. Remember that one texter wanted you to tell Salk that I stood on my head for the first hour, and then I don't know. We're gonna see who comes up with the best nickname for Cole and Colt. But yeah, all right. Let's do a little buy and sell here.
Let's do it.
All right, first up, Cal Raleigh, despite the early struggles, still finishes the 2026 season as the Mariners' home run leader. Buy or sell?
Ooh, good question. You want me to start it off, show how it's done here?
Yeah, sure.
All
Lead the way here.
First time playing buy or sell?
On this show, yes.
Yeah, it's a very
Correct.
complicated
Correct.
game, obviously. as you learned, so.
Yeah, it seems so
Okay.
difficult to pick.
I was explaining to Charlie, I'm like, have you ever done this? You either buy or you sell. It's like you either agree or disagree. So you're figuring it out here. I'll go first. I'll let you go first next. I'm going to sell.
Sold in the back row.
I think it needs to be the guy who carried the Mariners for most of May, who still has the biggest ceiling of anyone on this team, and that's Julio, who is tied for the home run lead now. But he's got, 14?
Mm-hmm.
He had 12 after May. And now here we are, the final days of June, and he has 14. So he's hit 2 home runs this month. We've talked about the lack of slug. He's only got 2 doubles and 2 home runs. This offense, for a large portion of it, yes, it goes with Cal's power, but also with Julio and his ability to get on base. The hard hit balls are there, as you were talking about. He's had a lot of bad luck this month. He can still get on base at a rate that I think you need him to have that Julio stretch that we have talked about, that quote, second half Julio that we kind of rely on. And if that happens where he is right now, I want to see him get hot and hit those in bunches. Cal, you definitely need, but I'm going to sell that because I think Julio needs to finish as the Mariners' home run leader.
I completely agree.
No, that's no fun. But
You know?
you say sell. Then.
I also sell.
Yeah.
I'll give you, this is Brock's soul music.
Lady in the second row.
Yeah, remember, we're working on your Brock impression.
That's right.
And I got to work on my Salk impression. So we'll debut those on Thursday,
That's right.
I guess. Yeah.
We will iterate.
Stay
and
tuned
get
for
there.
Stay tuned for that. I kind of want to do a Brock impression though.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll do both. Hey, work on both.
Well, Salk's from the East Coast. I could probably do that.
That's true.
You know?
See, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we've got this wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe Charlie is the Salk,
You just
and
gotta get that East Coast fire going.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I need to do the Brock. So we'll see. Okay. We'll figure out what we're doing our impressions of on Thursday. But yeah, so not to interrupt you there, but yes,
I will also sell.
Yeah. Because I made a great point.
No, I think to your point, one, Julio is still capable of that 30-40 home run threshold, and And knowing that what he did in May, if there's a glimpse of that throughout the rest of the year, you add those up, he's going to be at 30-plus homers. So I think where Cal's at right now with 8 home runs, it's going to take a lot of homers to kind of be the leader in the clubhouse at the end of the year.
Yeah, with Cal this year, maybe because of that injury, and we know how obliques can linger, I don't sense this like massive home run surge coming. I would love to see more consistency. I think that's possible, but I don't think you're going to see a week where he hits like 4 home runs, or 2 home runs in one and 2 home runs the next day, or one of those like 4 home runs in 3 games.
Yeah, he's going to definitely do that.
Well, but if he does that, I think then he finishes the home run leader. Wow. I think it's just going to be more of a gradual.
So if he hits 4 home runs in 1 week, he will be the home run leader?
No. I don't. I meant like in a series, I guess. Like he can certainly hit 4 in a week. But I feel like it's going to be staggered along like 1, 1, 1.
See, I think he's I would even say the last couple of games, he seems like he's on top of the dish a little more and looking really more comfortable. I don't know what it was. I just felt like I noticed, I don't know if it was the swing, the body position, where the hands were, and just the way he was attacking pitches. He feels like the guy that is going to go on a run. I just also think that Julio will, and I don't think that Cal will be able to catch Julio.
I would love to see Julio go on a run. I think that's more important for this team because I expect Cal to have a lot of home runs. I think you kind of go in having built that baseline of Cal will deliver, around 40 or so, and then Julio, if he gets hot, he can get you there as well.
I mean, we've seen that post-July and July, August with Julio.
Yeah. All right, so we agreed on that one.
Let's go.
I mean, it's nice. And then we have a big disagreement already. 206 says, you guys are delusional.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to remember that one.
That's it?
Check back in at the end of the
no
year.
follow-up? We're just delusional?
Cal will end up with the most home runs in the M's by the end of the season. You guys are delusional.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
all right. I will check back in October.
Okay.
No, I won't remember that.
Okay, next up, the Seahawks win Best Team at the ESPYs. Buy or sell, let me go through the field for you so you know who they're up against. We've got the World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers, the NBA champion New York Knicks, Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes, the WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces, the NCAA football national champion Indiana Hoosiers, and the NCAA softball national champion Texas Longhorns. Oh, wait, also Team USA men's and women's gold medal Olympic hockey teams.
Ooh.
Buy or sell, the Seahawks take home that hardware.
Oh, man, that's a tough list. And I really want to buy this, but when you add in the Team USA men's and women's,
I kind of think they might get it.
That's where, if you didn't say that, I was saying, no, I'm going to buy this. But now I got to sell. I think the men's and it's 2 teams.
Sold in the back row.
Yeah, and that was such a feel-good.
They group them together?
It sounds like it. Is that what they are? They group together?
Either way.
Yeah. So.
I think the discussion I sell as well. I think the discussion is
in the second row.
And no offense to the Seahawks, I think we've all agreed that, hey, it's great. You won a Super Bowl. By the way, this does happen a week from, no, not a week, couple weeks from Wednesday. It's that Wednesday after the All-Star break, which we talked about, or the Wednesday of the All-Star break, we talked about July, the worst sports month by far. That'll be a topic for tomorrow or sometime this week. July is just an abysmal sports month. That's why you plop the Emmys right there on a day where literally no sports are happening. It's got to be, and it even pains me to talk about this, the Indiana Hoosiers football team. That's the most remarkable story in sports, in all of college football history. They're the losingest team in college football history before these last couple of seasons. They just won a national title. They came out of nowhere. It's Indiana. They're a basketball school. They had no semblance of a football program, and I hate Indiana more than anything. Now, I can see the Knicks winning.
The Knicks broke a streak.
That's
they went back
that's
to
the
70.
Knicks.
Yeah, it's just we just talked
Those
with
are the
Bump
2.
about the Seahawks being so disrespected, and I think a couple of these teams breaking huge streaks, or they're probably going to get overlooked.
The Knicks is the other one. That was the first one. If you didn't say Team USA with the men's and women's hockey, I would have went Knicks just because it's been so long.
Well, the New York bias might give it to the Knicks, but they've won a title before. They have a history of success. They've been to NBA Finals. Indiana football, it's just like, think of the most miserable, atrociously bad franchise in a sport that maybe has never been good at anything, and then have them win something in the midst of all these like titans of the sport. This is Indiana's like 3rd most popular sport.
Okay.
and they won a national title in football.
I think you're giving them too much credit.
No, I think they will. They will Kurt Signetti you and Google him. He just wins. They're going to win.
The Seahawks Super Bowl is bigger than the Indiana national championship.
It's not. It's not. The Seahawks have won. They have a big history of winning.
Yeah,
the Seahawks are a fantastic
lot of us, myself
franchise.
included, have become a little less enchanted with college football in the atmosphere that it is now. But Lefko is not on that list. He's very, very much still obsessed.
Did you not see this parade downtown? Way cooler than anything Indiana
Well,
did.
I know, but the Seahawks, they've done it before, and they will do it
Right, but they
again.
did it completely different this way.
The SB voters don't care about that. They don't care about the parade.
You don't
They're
know
going to
the
get to the
SB
best
You don't
story.
know the SB voters.
I know the
I
SB
think,
voters.
I think hockey's going to get it.
I know the SB voters.
I'm with Maura. I think hockey's going to get it.
Hockey. All right. Yeah.
Maybe the Knicks.
Maybe
then
the
the
Knicks.
Seahawks.
I think it's Indiana football.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Wow. We got
Side
heat on
bet.
that one.
Here we go.
Let's side bet this.
Okay.
Donut bet.
dozen donuts.
Dozen donuts.
Yeah, from my donut place
I'm
of
gonna
choice.
I'm gonna get 2 dozen donuts from you two. Wow. All right. That's a lot. Maybe.
Okay, fine.
We don't want to promote unhealthy eating here, so we'll figure out something.
We'll do
Maybe
half dozen.
Yeah, half dozen. You two combined to give me a dozen donuts.
That's right. Do you have a local
Now,
donut place you
know
like?
It's going to happen. Yeah, Mighty O.
Ooh, okay.
Let's
solid,
go.
Solid.
All right.
Ballard Pride there. That's what happens if the Knicks win. No one owes anyone anything. Because you both picked U.S. hockey. So if the Knicks win,
then the Sonics will be back.
Wait, do you want in on this bet? Do you agree with the donuts? Would you like something else? We figure out terms.
So,
we need terms and parameters here.
Well, I mean, if
do
donuts,
you both want donuts if I lose and if you win?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I mean, what do you think, Maura?
That works.
Are you?
Okay.
Do we need something like more substantial than donuts?
Breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, breakfast
burritos.
sandwiches, a big cold brew.
A big cold brew.
You know, from Starbucks.
All right.
Is that what they call it?
No,
I know.
girls call it that. Like high school girls call it that, right?
I don't know.
I
don't know any high school
slang.
girls.
I don't know. You watch these rom-coms and shows and all that stuff. Yeah,
And that's what they say. I guess you're watching it. You're hip with the no there.
Throw a good rom-com my way. All right.
Love Island. Salk's been watching Love Island with his
Salk
daughter.
has been watching Love Island
With his daughter.
Oh my god.
It is.
A
lot of people are watching it.
I have been forced to watch a couple episodes of Love Island.
Okay.
And I cannot stand it.
Yeah.
I love being roped into a reality show.
You do.
You got me on Love is Blind. You can get me back into Survivor. Love Island? Oh, no. No. I fight that every time.
I haven't
Good
seen
for
it.
Salk.
I haven't seen it. So.
I like trash TV, and it's like the trashiest of trash TV.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
All right.
Good to know.
Well, we brought up our host, so I want to ask you this one. Buy or sell that a vacation to Kona, Hawaii with the Hewards would be more fun than a trip to Kelowna, British Columbia with the Salks. That's what they're both doing this week.
All right.
You up first?
Maura, you were asking about Kelowna. I looked it up. It basically sounds like we have Kelowna at home. Like, there are wineries, there's hiking. I'll just,
You're saying you could just go to Whidbey or something.
You could just go around here. Okay. Here's the very quick little blurb from the internet about Kelowna. Surrounded by provincial parks, pine forests, vineyards and orchards, and mountains, its downtown area incorporates waterfront city park and a lakeside cultural district. More than 20 local vineyards offer wine tours and tastings. Well, we
Sound
have
like a
that.
spokesperson.
We have that in Seattle.
That's amazing.
So,
Yeah, you're right.
all
That
that
was really
stuff.
good.
That sounded good, man.
I will bore you with tourism videos in my next side job here. So you think Salk's there for hockey? So I don't know. That doesn't sound
It seems
fun.
like every time they go to Canada, they are. Maybe this is just vacation, though. I don't know.
But either way.
He was upset about the weather, so it seemed like they were going to be out and about doing stuff.
All
was gonna
right.
rain.
Well, yeah, the wineries and all that.
My first thought was like, oh yeah, Hawaii, of course. But then I was like, the Heward family, you might have to be doing like wall sits and sprints and like just exercising your entire
you
vacation.
didn't know the complicating factor there, and I think that's what makes this a tough one. Is that Maura just brought it up that a Heward family vacation is like a brief 5-mile run in the morning, followed by 30-minute wall sit, and then planks for repeating 2-hour segments.
Do we get rewarded with Mai Tais?
No, because they're elite athletes.
As was I.
You can't put Mai Tais
You get
into
a
your
protein
body.
shake.
I mean, the thing is, we're elite athletes.
No, they are.
No, still are? Yeah, in what sport?
His son's could be one of the most hyped.
Well, I know, but
recruits in the country.
him himself, he's not playing anymore.
But
come on.
Brock,
He
Brock's
acts like
staying
he's
in shape.
training for something.
Brock's always training
Even
for
though he's
something.
not, yeah.
Brock is training to try to, do that strut around spring training and kind of show up the Mariners. So he'll always walk around and be like, well, Maury, you can describe it better. He's like,
He just starts using the
look
equipment.
at this barbell.
If the Hewers are going to restrict my Mai Tai consumption, then I'm going to Canada. I'm going to Canada.
I think I agree.
You would probably have more sitting and drinking with Salk.
Give me a kokanee,
So
sold in the back
I
row.
think we're selling going to Hawaii with the Hewards, which is wild.
Oh, wait, I guess that. So it was selling Hewards? Or-
Yeah, I asked you if you buy or sell that a vacation to Kona with the Hewards is more fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Hawaii, though, so, those sunsets are pretty magical.
Let's see.
But, I'd like to have a tropical beverage.
I agree.
I'm buying. Come on. Yeah.
You're going to Hawaii?
I'm buying Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't go over well. You can ignore the workout part and just go to the beach or sit by the pool. You can't really do that. Like, it's going to be, bad weather in Kelowna?
Yeah, Salk said it was going to rain a lot.
All right.
I mean, there's usually a round of golf maybe with Salk, too, so, But bad weather?
Oh, well, see, that jumps out to you.
Yeah, golf. I've golfed with Salk. He's pretty solid.
Yeah. All right. Was that it? We bought and sold?
Let's see. We got one more here. The Mariners part ways with a big prospect like Felnin Celestine at the deadline this year.
Me,
Well,
you,
oh,
me, you, me,
you, me, you. Oh,
yourself.
I'm buying it.
Like Celestine specifically, or just a big prospect?
Big prospect.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Mariners are stacked with prospects, and I think it would be wise, as you've seen in the last couple of years, the Brandon Garcias, the Harry Fords. Is there another version of that? Whether it's Celestine or Arroyo or who else, right?
Montez.
Exactly, right? I think you look at every option under the sun and you take what this performance you've seen this year, and then you go, all right, well, sometimes you got to get rid of minor leaguers to get some big league ready guys. So I am buying.
Yeah, I think we know. We've talked about the untouchable ones. Cade Anderson, Ryan Sloan. I don't know. I would put
I guess that's kind of what, in a roundabout way, I'm asking if Celestine is untouchable.
Look at the logjam up in the infield at the big league level.
Well,
that's the problem.
What about third? You put him at third. You don't have a long-term answer at third.
Well,
he's a couple years away.
That's what I'm saying. He's a couple years away, and there's no guarantee that he is the guy. Right? I mean, it's easy to put numbers up in A-ball, AA, but you get to AAA, that's another test. But you get to the big league, certainly that's going to be a huge test. So, I don't think that they, whether it's him or not, hold on to him.
I'm gonna sell on that.
Lady in the second row.
I don't know. Maybe this is a personal getting attached to him because of what he's done in the minors right now this season. He had that 25-game hit streak. He hit for the cycle in 7 innings.
I know.
Recently,
Great.
last Thursday.
It's so awesome that he did that in the minors.
I'm also doing this. That's a good point. I'm also doing this thinking that you can get someone without parting ways with him, especially if it's just a reliever. And I know the price is going to be upped because it's the trade deadline and you don't have a lot of leverage because a lot of teams are going to be looking to buy. But you do have other pieces. And maybe this is me getting I don't want to part ways with someone, so you offer a substantially less valuable trade. But hey, if you have Arroyo and Farmelo and maybe it's Laz Montez that becomes that guy, I think you could get rid of those guys without getting rid of Celestine or Celestine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like you have to go into it with the mindset that, there's going to be, a give and a take, right? I mean, you may not, the idea is you want to win the trade now, right? You may lose the trade 2 years from now when a guy maybe you trade away turns into a stud. But if that before that happens, right, before a young guy makes his big league debut and turns into an everyday big league player, that in that time before that, you acquire somebody to put your team to a place where this team has never been. I think will always hang over this organization is that they're the only team that's never been to a World Series. So if there's a move to be made where you can get rid of a prospect that you think is going to be good 2 or 3 years from now, but can actually make your team better today and put your team over the edge to get to a place where they've never been, wouldn't you at least consider it?
Yeah, I just don't know if there's a guy out there this year at the trade deadline. So you're saying you would, if that's, let's say, the best reliever out there on the market, and the price is, so like a Luke Weaver, we mentioned, like he's probably been one of the best relievers this year, or you brought up Devin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really interesting as well. If Devin Williams to the Mariners requires someone like Celestin, that would be yes for you.
I would say, I'm not going to say immediate yes. Oh, yes, jump and do it. But I think it's certainly something to say, well, let's look at our options here. You know, where if like in return, if Mets are going, it's him or bust, then, you know, if that's the best option you have in the reliever market and you go, oh, well, Weaver or Williams are perfect plug and play into the bullpen and can immediately give us a return on our investment, that, yeah, well, maybe we consider it, because we don't think that, it's not that we think that Seletin's a bad player or Montez is a bad player, but right now we're trying to get an advantage now. It's not about playing the future game. And I think on the backdrop, you know what else the Mariners do? They draft so well. So anyone that you're going to get rid of, there's a good chance in that next year's draft or in the international free agent signing, you're going to find someone else that fills that gap. So you get rid of a Harry Ford, I'm sure they can draft another one. Who'd they draft? Stevenson, right? They got other guys that are in the pipeline. So when you look at it that way, is that you'll always have more players to acquire and get through the draft. And I think, you know, it's worth taking a gamble on a player, especially if it's going to help your big league club.
Well, we'll see who wins that one. That's a good point, though, because, you know, a lot of these we're going to wait and see. I'm marking down the dates, see when we win. I'm convinced I'm going to win the SB one. So you guys are going to lose that. You might win this one. But to your point as well, you're right. They were able to build back up their entire middle infield prospect system after dealing away their two best infield prospects in 2022. And they built it back up even better.
Right. And then now with the draft lottery, they steal the third pick and get Anderson. So if anything happens like that again, where they were able to, you know, move their way up the draft somehow, some way in years to come. I mean, this is just ways that they find value in players. Their scouting department is so strong. Their player development is even stronger. And the guys in the front office certainly know what they're doing in terms of acquiring players that fit the Mariner mold.
We only have a couple minutes left, but before we wrap it up here, just a quick thought on Cade Anderson, because that looms as, you know, you mentioned it, that guy that they snagged that could be a generational type of pitcher. What could his impact be this year in the immediacy of, like we were talking about, helping this team win right now?
Yeah, I mean, another left-handed weapon out of your bullpen potential rotation, but, I mean, he is nasty. Everything he does. Look at the numbers, man. You know, you can't deny it.
Would you bring him up, though, and move him to the bullpen where he hasn't really pitched because it could help this team? Or would you try to work him in as a starter in the midst of a playoff run as a guy who has never been up here before?
Well, somebody who's building his inning counts up. So, like, if he's not up until September, you know, obviously he's going to go right to the bullpen. I think trying to protect him in the long run, you know, somebody that's had Tommy John and, you know, hitting new innings limits, you know. But I can tell you what, man, you know what would be so fun if Cade Anderson comes up out of the bullpen and he comes out to Call in Baton Rouge by Garth Brooks.
Yeah, brought it back to LSU.
Yeah, bring it back to LSU, and everyone just singing the song up in T-Mobile Park, go rocking. So I would just be something so fun to see. But you've seen it time and time again. I know I mentioned a guy that I came up with in Chris Sale, came up under the bullpen his first year, and now he's an absolute stud, right? So it could be a very similar trajectory where he comes up out of the bullpen and dominates, only to find himself in the rotation next year.
I will bring it up constantly because you were right on it. The day after the Mariners drafted him, we were here, we were doing the show, and you said he's going to be in the majors next year.
What'd I say? Nailed it.
Well, he's not here yet.
Right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
It'll be there. Charlie has been on it from the start about Cade Anderson, and now it looks like it is inevitable this season. The role certainly will be sorted out. But, yes, I will constantly remind everyone, you were on it from the start. Maybe it's that LSU connection. So there you go.
Well, I saw him. I was down there in the fall before he got drafted. So, you know, I got to see the program and up and close and
get to spring training.
Know what he is.
There
you go. You're about to play it. Let's go.
Well, we don't have time. We got to get out of here. Bob and Stacey will be mad, but you were on it. Charlie, good stuff. Great first day. We'll be back for a few more here. Our thanks to Andrew Heck, who joined us. Thanks for tuning in. Bump and Stacey up next here on Seattle Sports.
Stick around for Bump and Stacey.
Trademark pending. That's right.
Coming up next at 10.
I feel like I'd solved a crime.
You did.
Wow.
Your defense, playing like trash, allowed the Seahawks to claw their way back into the game.
When I read about it and I start to break it down, it's about your overall team. And I think that's the way people have to look at it, because there was nothing offensively that felt dominant.
Bump and Stacy, next at 10 on Seattle Sports.
Bigger summer crowds deserve bigger savings. Get more out of summer at Chef Store with warehouse savings on grilling must-haves for restaurants, food trucks, and events. Plus, we're open to the public. No membership required. Visit Chef Store today.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
June is Men's Health Month. Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Dave Wyman here. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. When detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center right here in Seattle. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. This June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Every summer, homeowners wait too long to find a house painter. All Covered Painting is accepting a limited number of exterior projects this season. Ask about a designer-led complimentary color consultation. Get your free estimate at allcoveredpainting.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured